Hello, 7-star citizens, and welcome back to Answer the Call, your weekly call-in show and podcast about anything and everything Star Citizen, and not Riftbound, which is what my entire life has been for the last 72 hours. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm good. I'm good. My entire 72 hours was Headhunter's rep and failing miserably at trying to get it. I got the wrong head. There's two different types of Headhunter's rep, and I was farming the wrong rep for the first day and a half.
And no one said anything the entire time?
We were figuring it out. It was hard to tell which one was which. So, yeah, I fucked it up. But it's all right.
Yeah.
I figured it out now, and we're on the grind.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, yeah, how was your week other than Headhunter's rep? Anything else? Like, obviously, it's a big patch week. There was the Twitch drop, so you kind of like incentivized to like stream as much as possible as well.
Yeah, I did
just all you've been doing, basically.
Pretty much, it's just streaming. Like, I didn't even post my react to Star Citizen Live because I just get off stream and I'm like, I'm exhausted. I've streamed longer than I normally do. I am mentally drained, and then I just spent time with my wife watching. We've been watching. I said it pre-pod, but we'll say it on the podcast. Apparently, my chat has told me that, like, this show, there's 5 seasons of it or something, and my chat told me I need to watch it for years ago. Was For All Mankind, but I never had Apple TV, and it's the only service that we pay for right now because like everything else is paid for through like my internet or my phone, and we were like, we don't want to get any other ones. We already have a bunch, and then like Silo's coming up and some other shows are coming up, so we tried this one.
Silo is one that I wanted to check out. Yeah,
you've never seen Silo either?
No,
dude.
I also watched like on the plane from Manchester during SitCon. I also watched like 2 episodes, the 2 episodes of like Foundations that was
Foundation's really good
on the thing.
Yeah,
that was also like, holy crap, I need to watch this.
Yep.
There are just so many TV shows and stuff to watch, especially because wife and I are also watching the new Critical Role season. That's like 4 hours every week for 1 episode, right?
Yep.
Where I'm watching like 2 other D&D actual plays. There's just a lot of stuff to get through, but Foundations is one I want to get through. Wife wants to get through For All Mankind, and based on what you're saying, it's also like a do it. Like it's an absolute great show.
I'm a big Formula One fan, so having Apple TV, that's how you watch Formula One in the US. So it was I need to get it anyway, and then on top of it, it's just like unstoppable for shows right now in terms of just some of the stuff that's on there. Like, it's worth the binge and then get rid of it if you've gone through everything, but there's a lot of good stuff on there. I never thought it was that good initially, but oh my god, it's really good. So yeah, that's what we've been doing outside of Star Citizen. Now, you were sick last week, we missed you, but we had a good talk about some of the armor stuff. What have you gotten up to in the game? What have you been in? Not much.
So was today your first day? This was my week. So I played like some PTU stuff like the first few days this week. So I got to check out the Odin stuff. But my entire week this week was dedicated to TCG practice. So huge tournament this weekend in Sydney. 1,400 players, international players came over for this for Riftbound. And the plan was,
I thought he was going to say TSG. I thought he said TSG, Tactical Strike Group Practice. I thought you were talking about Star Citizen. It went
completely over the head. No, okay. So insanely massive tournament. There are these prize cards that you can get that are worth upwards of $30,000 during this tournament.
Yep.
And I had a mad deep run. Day 1, I went 6-2, which means I made it to day 2, and so 190 players made it to day 2.
Every time we talk about this, it's just like a poker tournament. It's kind of funny.
It's kind of is, right?
Yeah.
And then I continued the deep run and won my first 2 rounds today. And then it didn't go so well after that. I was 9-4 at the end of the day, and I just missed out with 1 win. I just missed out like on the bubble, but the bubble is essentially, if you get in, essentially $2,000. Entry into a huge tournament next year, free entry into the next of this type of tournament in a different country. If you get out of that, you get a playmat.
So you have a playmat.
I have a playmat.
Yep. It's like playing Star Citizen.
Yeah, it's like when you get excited for a new patch, and then the
And
patch
then,
drops, and it's
yeah.
this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How much? So
that was my entire week, basically.
so no SC time until today.
Pretty much. Like I got
Yeah.
to go and check out the Odin and stuff on Tuesday.
Cool.
So like check out the Ironclad, check out the all that stuff, and yeah, the Odin on Tuesday. But then yeah, a lot of it not until today.
What'd you do today?
We checked out some new ships. The end.
Cool.
That's basically what we got to
Dude.
get up to. Which, like, to be fair, that is most of the patch. Obviously, you've got the tactical strike groups. Very keen to jump into it. But like that was another PTU thing as well. So the biggest thing is just like
The wipe.
well, it's like while I haven't been playing, the sheer amount of like, holy shit, this patch is not working, has looked crazy.
I have not had these experiences that people are having of it not working,
Yeah.
like, at all. Like, okay,
Streamer
the
lock
missions
wheel,
fail. The
finally.
missions stop working. Sure.
Yes.
But because we're in a wipe situation, like
Mhm.
the moment the missions stop working, it's like, okay, well, I know I want to craft. So if the missions stop working, I just go to the station and grab my mining ship and then I go mining. Like there's right
Sure.
now, I have the okay, it's not an MMO. It's not. It's not. It kind of is, but it's not. But I'm having that day one MMO feel of, wow, there's lots of
Yeah.
things that I need to do. Because like our org is
Because of the
going
wipe.
super hard because of the wipe.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like we have like 3 or 4 orgs that are asking for stuff, and like
Mhm.
we're getting the blueprints, we're organizing with them, and then okay, after the blueprints, well, what do you need? You need the material. You need so much more material right now. So we're like figuring out, all right, where do we need to go and things like that. Somebody asked in the chat, so to me, what is an MMO? The massive amount of players in a server. And I don't know, maybe being able to
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
your own server. Those two things are kind of paramount
But it's like
before we can even consider
the player
anything.
interaction is a lot more in depth in most MMOs, right? But
Not
they
just
just haven't
player,
nailed down yet.
world interaction. That's why I say like picking your own server.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
stories should be told on US server 100 that are only told there, and that's like where you
Yeah,
live,
yeah.
and that's where your progression is made. And if you go to server
Mhm.
101, then you start over and your progression is again
Yeah,
starting,
yeah.
and it's like a whole new experience, right? Like that's a very MMO thing that we don't have. But anyway, because the wipe happened, I'm like extremely motivated and
Yep.
working hard and stuff like that. But yeah, okay, the joke is over, guys. The yeah, so we've just been like working really hard on stuff like that and everything. And it's been good. Like every moment of every moment that I'm in the patch, I am doing something that feels the word we use is like purpose, right? Like I feel like there's a purpose behind it,
Yeah,
and it's what I've been
you're
dying
getting some
for.
actual value out of it.
Yeah, best example I can give is we were
Mhm.
mining and one of our org mates was like 25K for a golem bag. That's crazy. Think about
As
that
in
for a
too
second.
expensive.
As in too expensive. Like
Yeah,
when do
yeah,
we have
yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's just been a really long time since money has mattered, right? And so it's probably just refreshing to kind of have that perspective in the game again, and then be forced to make those decisions again. Um, which I don't think is the intention of the wipe. Which, like, we can also talk a little, like, let's talk a little bit about the wipe itself. So
Yeah,
they were initially,
the back and
yeah,
forth
the
and
little
all
bit of
the
back and forth. I don't remember. I think it would have been before the podcast last week, right? When they announced the wipe, and then back and forth, the like what is getting wiped was changing.
like minute by minute
And
it felt
then
like.
yeah, and it was really strange to me because like yeah, so it was originally everything except for Wicklow blueprints and
Your pledge
uh
ships.
Was it also CZ stuff, or was that also wipe?
CZ was
Originally,
always on the original
always?
wipe
Okay.
list, which was odd because Wicklow was
Yeah.
not, and it was like they're kind of the same
Yeah.
things, but they're not.
Um, and when they said that, I was like, okay, that's interesting, because
Did
like
you would you have wanted Wicklow ships to be wiped?
this is where I'm like, I don't know, because like from a there's gonna be people who genuinely have spent a lot of time
Exactly.
grinding for these really, really big ships. And if you look at the recipes for the Wicklow Idris or whatever,
It's
it's insane,
ridiculous.
right?
Yeah.
Crazy. But a lot of people just got them just by like buying all the stuff on UEX with their billions upon billions upon billions of UEC.
Yeah, and like let's not even use the Idris as the example here. Let's just say a solo player trying to get a Wicklow prospector. Dude, you got to get
Yeah.
pure Karenite as a solo. That's
Yep.
really not an easy thing to do. If you know, very almost impossible sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
it's realistic that you wouldn't be getting it as a solo, which means
Yeah.
you're getting people to help you. Like the idea of getting people to help you and stuff is cool, but that's time. You're investing a lot of time into doing these, or you're paying them through UEX. And so it's like, well, yeah, if for the people who have worked really hard, the Wicklow wipe kind of sucks extra, especially with what it was only like a week's notice. About the wipe. So there will be people who were working towards these last week
Yep.
who then got the bad news that all of this was getting wiped, right?
I'll speak on that too.
So,
Is we work with this org that
mhm,
that was the deal that we had. We would do Hathor with them.
yeah,
They would get the pure Karenite because they were working for the Idris, and then we'd keep
mhm,
the high value Karenite to create guns for ourselves and for other orgs. So it was
yep,
like a nice deal that we had with this org, and it was working out really well. And you know, poor guys got their Idris like the day before the patch, and
yeah,
it's gone. You know.
yeah,
But they're cool, and I think we're gonna do it the same thing again, and you know, rock and roll and have a good time.
yeah.
But the best thing that I can see is somebody is selling pure Karenite right now on UEX for 5 mil, and I think that number is gonna keep going down. Right,
You're gonna
like
go down.
for a little bit for now, a little bit for
Okay.
now. And then you know, we'll see where it ends up because do we want to talk the Xylo post now?
I was just
Probably.
gonna finish my thoughts
Go
quickly,
ahead.
which was like,
That's why I
so
asked.
yeah, so I had the feelings about the like, oh, maybe it screws over like these sort of certain people, but I do much prefer a proper wipe. Like it feels like it is at a better state than just the game in general. If everyone just sort of sets back onto 0+ pledge, though preferably it would be 0 completely.
Yeah,
Um, uh, so I was in favor of it, but I was in favor of them changing it. But I was like, there was also
I
part
didn't
of me that's
mind.
like, we probably also still need more testing for those kinds of like attributed items
Sure.
for through was
LTP.
it persistence? Yep. In the same way that like which is 100% also what the blueprints one was, because they definitely could have just wiped blueprints in the same way. Everyone's going to be rep grinding anyway. So that would and no one would have had anything to make with their stuff anyway,
Here's my
because they
thought
wouldn't have had
process
stuff.
on that is the
Yep.
reason to wipe the Wicklow ships is, you know, right before as soon as people found out about the Wicklow ships, they started exploiting in 4.7 in order to get
Mhm.
Wicklow ships in 4.8. Not
Yep.
everybody, of course, you know, but people did. And the other thing is like you said earlier, no matter what you probably um you know, came across duped money or items when through your
Mhm.
Wicklow grind if you traded with anybody at all, unless you did it completely solo.
Yep.
The only people that should have been allowed to keep it are people that were completely solo, potentially, because everyone else was like at risk of being infected by the by the exploits, right? Everybody was
Yeah. Yeah.
infected, dude. It was bad. So, you know, it was the right
Yep.
thing to do to get rid of them. How I feel
Mhm.
about the blueprints is everybody is infected, but there's no cure. So there's no cure to
Yep.
sharing blueprints. There is one for sharing rep right now. Sharing rep is like a pain in the ass. Like I have no rep because we did a
Mhm.
big party thinking that we were gonna get rep, and I have like none. So
Yeah,
now
no.
I'm out doing it on my own. And
Mhm.
but the blueprints are still shareable. So if you take the blueprints away from people who did it legitimately for the people who didn't, but then there's no solution to the people who didn't do it legitimately, then
Yeah.
it kind of makes no sense to wipe it. So I'm fine with them not doing that. There there should be a solution for the Wicklow duping. There should be a solution for
Mhm.
the just, creating endless money. And yeah,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Um, but yeah, so, yeah, then there was talk on Spectrum about like, well, look, you said, there was talk just in general about them saying like, we're only going to wipe if we fix exploits and because it's kind of pointless if we do this and then everyone's got a billion UEC the second we get into um, the next patch. And then there was a post from Xylo kind of responding to a lot of
Yes.
these, addressing it.
All right, let me bring it up in a way that's nice and readable. That's probably good. Okay. And I want to make sure, did I turn off the intro? I did. Okay. Whew. So yeah, this is, I think, what happened here. Do we want to read it? Like in his words,
I
probably,
think
maybe.
we'll do a quick one. So yeah, the the top part's kind of irrelevant. For some of the economy discussion happening in the comments, the claims around billions of AUEC circulating right now doesn't line up with what we're currently seeing internally. While I can't get into specifics about monitoring or enforcement, our tools and visibility today are significantly more robust than they were previously, and we absolutely will take action and clean things up where needed. Since the economy is server side, we have a pretty clear picture of the overall economy, and the highest balances we're currently seeing are still only in the millions, not even 5% of a billion, which that's just 50. You can just say 50 million. You don't have to
Yeah,
you
what a
don't have to
weird
say
way of saying
5%
it.
of a billion. That's just strange.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that it's pretty common for RMT sellers to attempt to sell currency they do not actually have. Blah blah blah. RMT is scam. Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. So like immediately
yeah.
when I was like streaming, they were like, the dupes are still here, the dupes are still here. And I'm like, can you prove it? Well, oh,
Yeah.
there people are selling stuff, and it's like, how do you know if they actually have the money or not?
Yeah.
Like, they're
So
literal scammers,
yeah.
dude. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Plus, my opinion on like this post is I don't think this would be their response if people were like having billions of stuff. I think they would just ignore it instead. Honestly, they just wouldn't say anything.
Yeah,
This is very much like a no, no, it's not. Oh, you stop that. That's not how it's going on.
yeah.
So, in some ways, I certainly believe that this is probably the case. Uh, but we're also still really early in a patch that from everyone but Mike's computer apparently is pretty broken, and I would not be surprised if there are some exploits still going around there.
It's the time of day that I play, right? I'm on US servers in
Yeah, yeah,
early in the morning, so my missions work most of the time, and then as the afternoon
yeah,
comes, I just switch to mining and I'm good. So it's just like
yeah. They
I'm
start to
fine.
degrade.
Yeah, like where most people are playing at the prime time in the world, in the part of the world that they live in. Therefore, the
Mhm.
servers are on. It's just going to be screwed.
Yep.
But yeah, uh, I want to talk a little bit more on this as
Mhm.
somebody having 50 million in 24 hours. Economy team, wake the
50
fuck
is a lot.
up.
Yeah,
Wake the fuck
that's
up.
still a lot.
Lots of people had 20. Lots of people had 10. Lots of people had 5. Wake up.
I mean,
Dude, think
I
about
could
it.
like
We did
there are
not have a
there are
wipe for hold on,
individuals.
hold on, hold on. We
Oh,
did
yeah,
not
yeah,
have a wipe for a year and a half.
yeah, yeah.
These are the psychos that like play for 24 hours straight and like have 50
Yes.
million. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
They have 50 million. Now, what happens? Like, they're obviously not going to play that much every day, but like, all you have to do is just multiply this, and that's like all the other players, and then just the amount of
Mhm.
inflation is crazy. And they even spoke about in the insurance post, which we can get to. Like, guys, we
Mhm.
know that we're charging you a little bit more for insurance, 30K, by the way, like, and like almost nothing on most of these ships, except for the really big
Yep.
ones. And then they go, but like certain missions, we paid out more. So now people that want money are just like doing those missions endlessly and just printing money. Like, how are we
Yeah.
this ignorant is beyond me. Or we're not ignorant and we just don't care about the current state of the
It's
economy And
Yeah.
if it's probably number 2, and if it's number 2, it's not that big of a deal to me. If it
Mhm.
was number 1, that's the part that would bother me. If like, hey, we don't care right now, is their philosophy? I'm actually fine with that because it's pre-alpha. Like you shouldn't. But
Yeah.
like, there's a whole team dedicated to being the economy. Those guys are
Yeah.
getting paid with our, well, I can't say our money anymore. My money's been spent. But like those people are getting paid with pledge money. I would be annoyed
Yeah.
if I was pledging and like 4 guys are getting paid and this is the economy that we have, right? Like, come on. So
Yeah,
that's
I
me.
think there's a big problem with like balancing the economy in general in this game, where because you don't have serious loss, there's a massive money sink that doesn't exist. So
Yeah.
those people that do spend those 24 hours getting 50 mil or whatever in other games would then buy things that they could lose. And
Yeah,
then
that
that
are
gets taken back out of the
consumable.
economy, right? Like, yeah. So you kind of just have like a natural problem in this game that's not the case. And as with like in certain ways, when they keep talking about insurance every second month,
But insurance
is
costs,
just not going to
Croncy.
work the way that we want it to.
My Polaris. It costs so
Yeah, but you've already
much.
made 50 mil. It doesn't matter. Like yeah. So it's the balancing of that is interesting because it's also like I do think they are balancing for as many different play styles as possible, but they're just not balancing for the accumulation, if that makes sense. So they're
They are
balancing for
not
like the time
correct.
investment and the effort investment, but they're not balancing for, hey, this person just grinded and did nothing for 2 weeks
Yeah.
and now has infinite money. It's what do we do now, right?
Exactly. Like I feel bad if the situation is we know what sinks we want to put in and we know what those sinks are going to cost approximately and
Mhm.
we're setting up the pricing now of the payouts so we don't have to redo them later. But like
Yeah.
how many years have these guys existed and that hasn't happened yet is like I'm still I think entitled to be is
I
entitled
think
the right word? Like I think it's still okay for me
yeah,
to be a little frustrated by the fact that like guys we just did a wipe like that like
yeah.
this was your moment. This was the moment that I like all the talk could have been the walk and it just
Mhm.
isn't. You know, and it's like you're going to have to wipe again
Yeah.
for this to feel right. And when's that
Yeah.
going to be? Cuz it can't be
Um
that soon.
it's good that you brought up the timing as well because it is almost just about 2 years since they started giving us the
Yeah.
economy team updates. I believe it was August 2024. So
Yep.
they're sort of in the realm of like, yeah, you guys should have
You should have your
all
shit
the ideas
together.
of how you want to do this by now.
Yeah.
And if you don't intend to add in that stuff now, or you don't intend to fix that issue now, you kind of need to tell us that and give us doesn't even necessarily be set in stone stuff because we know how much the economy is going to change every time a new gameplay mechanic comes out, but
Sure.
like a vision of how people will
Tell me
lose
about the
money,
sinks.
you know?
Yeah, like they've
Yeah.
told us that towards the end of the year they're going to do sinks. Tell me about it.
Mhm.
I think after a wipe I
Yeah.
think it's probably time to tell us like what's your vision for sinks and how like I don't want to hate these guys, but they are the
Mhm.
cause of so much frustration for me. Because it's
Yeah.
like I just feel like you could do better, but I try to understand that I'm probably ignorant and don't know what's going on, and that's fine.
Mhm.
But it's very frustrating as a player to just be like, ah, another miss, you know, another missed
Yeah.
opportunity from my perspective. But my perspective isn't as informed as theirs, so it's tough. Um, I want to ask a question to our callers, our potential callers.
Mhm.
We talked about insurance in the bricking update. Have you like we obviously saw it in PTU. How's it
Mhm.
feeling for you guys? I don't think you got to experience it too
Yeah.
much, Croncy, but for me, as somebody who's died a lot, who's experienced bugs, who's had to
Mhm.
go back to menu, who's had to claim a ship multiple times,
Yeah.
holy shit, is this better? Um, and like, guys, I'm just using a stock ship, so I'm not doing any
Mhm.
upgrades, and the timer starts right away. I'm I'm never waiting for a ship. I'm instantly reclaiming every time I've needed to claim. I'm instantly
Mhm.
getting the ship back and just going. So like we've talked
Yeah.
about some of like the time wasting in this game. Oh my goodness. And but I'm not even paying. I'm not even having to pay
Yeah.
for it. It's instant. Um and it's fantastic. It is a quality of life improvement for me. But all I
Yeah.
hear on Spectrum, Reddit, and everywhere, and Twitter and everyone else is people complaining about the new insurance thing. but are are they playing? I don't get it. Like my experience is so good.
Mhm.
What are your bad experiences? Help me understand
Yeah.
what, if you're frustrated, what is it? I'm not calling you wrong or stupid for being frustrated. I'm just not experiencing it, and I want to know what you're experiencing. Um, Losing stuff when you
Me too.
forget to save. Well, don't forget to save. I don't get
Yep.
like it's a new system, I guess. If you
Sorry
do
that you're
save and
bad
you
at the
lose it,
game.
he's good at the game though. He's one of our best guys in our org. But like,
Well, just don't let
yeah,
him be in charge of insurance, I guess.
damn, he's in charge. He's in charge of some things, man. He's up there in our org.
Ugh.
Maybe
Ugh.
you get
Forgot to
demoted
pay
there,
some
Quarkon.
bills this week, Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry, shit. No
Maybe
Hager
you get
fees.
demoted, Quarkon, for not remembering to insure. But no, there's like some weird things with paints and stuff like that. But
Yep.
but yeah, I'm curious what people are frustrated by, because again, my experience has been like wildly better, and I was not expecting it to be. I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to wait and pay, and oh, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Nope, never waiting. I don't even think I've had to pay, so it's just been nice. So curious what people are frustrated by, but what did they say? To help support these changes, we've also increased payouts for select missions and reduced the cost of vehicle consumables. So fuel is cheaper, missiles are cheaper, ammo's cheaper.
You mean
the only
sinks?
the options you had for sinks you made cheaper, and they made the faucets bigger. Guys, what the hell?
Look, I'll give him one thing, which is if you're going to introduce a new mechanic that is like, at least at the start, it's going to be a bit of a wall for players to get like into and get used to. It's okay to do that, but bring those prices back. Bring them back up. At some point, probably next patch.
Yeah. Sorry, somebody asked, do I always use stock loadouts? No, I updated my prospector, and again, I've had no issues. I just had no issues that I've run into. I've not had a single pain point with the new insurance system. I'm trying to find out what yours really are, so I would just love to hear it, and because I'm fine. I'm all for complaining, guys. You know that. I just want to hear yours. I just want to hear yours this time. All right, what else do you want to talk about? What's next? I guess defense.
Shall we talk about some defense con stuff?
Sure. I'll just say I haven't tried tactical strike groups yet. None of the new event stuff is in yet.
Yeah.
So
the new event stuff isn't coming out until like the mid patch thing, right? For Xenothreat.
Yeah, whenever the Xenothreat thing is. There is a patch apparently on Tuesday, but we don't really know what's going to be there, if they're going to add anything new or anything like that.
Fix the game.
Yeah, probably just for fixes. I do want to say that mining is way better with the changes they made. Way better. I don't know if I'm just getting lucky, but I am coming across what I would call, so there's eight tiers of every rock. I'm coming across 5+ over and over again. 900, like 970 iron was like one of the first things I found. They doubled the chance of getting higher quality. There you go. So it feels it. It feels it.
Sweet.
And it just doesn't feel as bad. It still feels terrible. It still feels terrible to scan a ton. Just half as terrible, because they doubled it. It feels half as terrible. It's still scanning is horrible, but it's not as bad.
This is also like a really good time to do it because of the wipe. Like making it so you are way more incentivizing people to craft now when they have nothing.
Yep.
Well, not nothing, but just pledge ships. Than they were previously. People wouldn't have gone into it as much. I think as well, though, adding in some of the extra blueprints like they did with like the mining lasers and stuff. You're incentivizing the person who's crafting to craft something to help craft better.
Yeah.
Like that, people will do it.
So
when
motivating,
you do that, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Have you done that yet this week? Have you made a sick mining laser?
No, because I didn't get the rep. So for like the whole thing that they did with the rep, like removing rep and then you needing rep to get those lasers, is guys were doing that, and I was focusing on headhunters because we on day one thought that we were all going to share with each other. But I went to look at the end of the day, even though I had multiple missions shared with me, my rep was non-existent for Shubin. So I was like, oh crap, okay. So, yeah, I don't have any. I have some blueprints, but only the
Mhm.
low level ones. And
Okay.
yeah, and meanwhile, I have most of the blueprints that came from the headhunters
Mhm.
rep that nobody else has. So when the time comes,
Yep.
I'm gonna have to share those. So it's basically like
Yeah.
pockets in our group are getting certain things, and then we'll share the missions to get the blueprints. Is what we're doing
Yeah,
right
cool.
now. It's a weird
Sweet.
situation that we're like trying to figure out. Defense con
Yeah.
time though.
Yeah, so
What do you want to start
first,
with?
like, what, 4 days of DefenseCon, roughly? 3, 4 days of DefenseCon.
Yeah.
Um, uh, yeah, some new Drake stuff. Obviously, the Ironclad came out. We've talked about that a ton because 'cause it's been available for a couple of weeks now, or like a week and a bit now. Um, or at least sorry, I assume you guys talked about it last weekend. It was great. I loved using it on Monday. It was a ton of fun.
It's
It's a
cool.
cool little ship. I did
Obviously
not
broken,
realize
but
yeah.
cool.
I did not realize how effective of a carrier it was. I have talked for years about wanting like a carrier, as in like like a literal navy carrier
Mhm.
for snub ships, because it felt like that's a gimme. That's a classic. And then literally that shot right there, you can see
Yeah.
them actually using the assault one as a not bulldogs. What are they called? The new guys.
Pit bulls.
Pit bulls, as a little swarm of guys. So I'm actually way more into the Ironclad than I thought I was going to be, and also way more into the pit bull than I thought it was going to be. I've been loving these little snubs that they've been making. I think they're garbage in terms of like usability in the game,
They look cool.
but
That's all it is for me.
they it's going to be fun to like take a group of people into your TSGs with like here's your 4 or 5 people or whatever in these snubs. So that's what I'm keen on doing. That's what I always really loved doing with like Xenothreat is like we would load up a like the original Xenothreat. We would load up a C2 with a bunch of Merlins. And then everyone would get in the Merlins and like fly and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm really keen to do that sort of stuff with the TSGs. Yeah, with this new snub ship. I'm really into it.
Yeah, I think the Ironclad is suffering. Like I thought I would love it,
Mhm.
and I just didn't end up enjoying it as much. Sadly, is
Yeah.
um, it's just suffering from its gameplay doesn't really quite exist yet.
Hmm.
Like I just go, I'm just thinking to myself, or it does exist, but like you can obviously stack a bunch of cargo missions in there and hit that
Hmm.
2K or 1.5K cap or whatever that I can hold.
Yep.
I think most of you guys know how I feel about the game. Is I just like kind of don't like missions that much and like to do the more sandboxy things.
Yeah.
So tell me like we just talked about mining, right? Like I was pumped. We found 4 SEU of 970 iron. That's
Yeah.
four SCU, man. Like, talk to me when we're mining, you know, and
Yeah.
then like I'm filling a ship like that and moving it to our factory base or
Mhm.
something. Like, I think its gameplay and excitement of the gameplay just doesn't exist yet for me. So I look at it and I go,
Sure.
eh, it's awesome. It's perfect as far as a
Mhm.
cargo grid. I have no bad things to say about it. I just I'm not as it pumped as I thought I would be, sadly, just because it's just like I don't know what I would use it for right now, outside of like more like RP
Yeah.
type shit that you were just talking about.
Yeah, like the thing that I explained, yeah, because like realistically, you wouldn't, in terms of power level, you wouldn't do what I just said, but it would certainly be fun.
Yeah.
Um, the the other thing was like once I finally got into it, the open canopy is really cool, but like when are you ever using that? Like actually, right?
Well, and
And the
then
only answer I could really think of was like external freight elevators at
well,
like Nixon stuff.
oh yeah, and guess what? I did an external elevator, and guess what? The top turret
Hmm.
doesn't point up. It can't point straight up.
Wait, what?
Yeah, their turrets are brain dead, dude. Brain dead. They
Because I
don't
was gonna say I had a
they
complaint
stop
about the
the
turrets.
angles. They stop the
Yeah,
angles to not be usable.
that's
So
yeah,
they have to like decouple those and make them like
yeah.
have more rotation, and then we're cool. So basically,
Because yeah,
just you're way
I,
more you're better off just put an Atlas inside your ship, and now you can point up.
yeah, and just do it that way.
Yeah.
Because I already had a complaint about them. I didn't even think to look up when I was in there, but they actually don't cover. the corners, like the very front
Yeah,
corners on
yeah.
either side.
Yep.
So, which is like it's just annoying. It feels like it's purely for like there's no reason that it should cut that off.
They
Because you can
want you
also
to
still
go
fill up
from
like
one
95% of the way.
Yeah. This was their idea,
Yeah.
dude, was to go from they wanted, like, all 3 turrets manned, I think, and they want you to have
Yeah.
a guy pull it from outside in, and then the inside guy pull it down, and then the outside guy pull it down, and then the inside
Yeah.
guy maneuver it around, and it's like, "No, man. No. No. Guys,
Yeah.
stop
What you want it to
making
be.
moving cargo so
Yeah.
painful. Just simplify it, please. It's okay
Especially
to
because
move
like
it, but damn."
there's enough cargo space that it should just be each of them have access to the whole thing because you're going to be moving a lot of cargo and
Yes,
you're
so
splitting
3 people
the time load, right?
exactly. 3 people are moving it all
Yeah.
at the same time, not working together with each other to
Yeah, not
move
one at
one
a time.
individual box. Jesus, guys, come on,
Yeah.
wake up. So,
So
again, that
it
I
kind of
want to
felt
see
to me like
change.
when I was yeah, it felt like when I was going through it, it was once again, I was like, cool. They've mostly learned once again how to make this all work with like how the game currently plays. But then
Yep.
there's just like a couple of weird little things where it's like they've either haven't thought about or like some type of oversight, not sure.
Yeah. Big oversight.
But looks fantastic. It's a big boy. Love how the command module works with
Love
it
the
when it works.
internals. Like
Love the internals.
the signage walking around, walking on
Yep.
top, like it all feels really good.
Yeah. Uh, uh, I love that you can fall into the missile silos if there's no missiles in them. I am disappointed it will not let you fire people from the missile launchers. That is a huge oversight. Come on, CIG.
Worse than the
Um,
turrets.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. So generally, I'm a fan of the Ironclad. You are still kind of right. There's not like many reasons to use it yet. Uh, there probably just needs to be some type of rework. Well, not rework. There probably just needs to be like added content
Somebody
to
needs to
cargo
just
gameplay in
look.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's all good. Um, okay. I feel like we have to quickly talk about the fact that they sold flight blades, right? We won't rant
sure.
about it. But they're selling flight blades again on a bunch of different ships. They're selling bombs on I guess here it is, vehicle mods, right? They're selling bombs on a bunch of different ships.
Mhm.
And again, they're doing the thing with the I mean, look at this paint, dude. I want that paint.
Yeah. So yeah.
I want that paint, but I will not buy this flight blade. Like
Yeah.
this is the problem here is they do this thing because I'm just gonna say it is I've talked to a few people at the company
Mhm.
who have said yeah lots of people bought them
Yeah.
last time, so to them that's these equal good, but in reality, guys, that is the coolest looking Buccaneer paint I've ever seen. That is the Scorpius paint I would want with a Scorpius, like that's the issue here. Like that's the Argo MPUV paint that I want, right? Like every ship I
Mhm.
look at, those are the paints that I want. That's the Drake Corsair paint that I want.
Yeah.
I refuse to buy them. And
Yeah.
I am so for selling paints. But I refuse to buy
Yeah.
them because even though these are do very little in terms of, we went through this last time, it's still a
Mhm.
slippery slope. And then if we scroll down, I think the slippery slope continues with Aegis Retaliator, bomb, carpet bombing, and then
Yeah.
this and that. And these things, again, are never going to be lost. They're on your account forever. The Eclipse,
Yep.
any A1 pilot is, on watch because their ships are worthless now.
Mhm.
And things like that. So this is what I'm worried about is it's a slippery slope. They made the post last year. Hey guys, we learned our lesson. We're going to make them available in game at the same time. Well, you're not making the paint available in game.
Yeah.
Right?
So I
like,
think
an Asgard paint I want.
there's
Look, I just keep seeing more. Like I want all these
at the
paints.
very least, anecdotally from our chat today, there are lots of people that agree with you in terms of like,
Yeah.
I would love the paint, would prefer not to have the air blades and stuff. Which at least
They're
gives me a
doing
little hope for you guys because normally I read chat and I just want to delete the channel. But
Yeah,
um,
but they're doing this thing where their marketing team says, "See, these flight blade sales are successful," but it there's no
but
metric
they
that
may be
tells you.
successful for the wrong reason.
Yeah, there's
Like
no
you
way to
because you're not
tell.
selling them separately, you don't know.
Exactly. And do you have metrics
Yeah.
to know how many people actually put these flight blades on their ships? I bet you it's like nobody.
Mm,
I never remember to put them on
yeah.
because they don't do anything. People aren't buying the flight blades. I don't think they might be, but again, I don't want to harp on this too much. We told them that we would go at them if they did this again, and they did it again. And I'm just gonna say it's not a good thing. It's slippery slope. It's a just not good. And I've never bought one either, and I really want those paints. I really want those paints.
Yeah.
So at the very least, can you please separate the paints from the flight blades? I will buy them happily, and then I will earn the flight blades in game. Can that be an option? Like that's can we find a middle ground where you guys can be scumbags but allow me to not feel like I'm feeding into the bad behavior?
Yeah.
And then praise the good behavior.
Yeah.
Because that's. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, it's
Okay.
literally let me vote with my wallet.
Yes.
But you're like you're making it hard, right?
Yeah, really
like
hard.
CIG, like hey marketing team, I know you will feel incentivized to do more things I like when I buy things I like.
Yes.
But you're not giving me the opportunity to.
Exactly. So I would love if they just split them out and then see what happens then,
Yeah.
and then make a proper decision based off of that. But they're able to sell a $10 paint for $18 when they do that, and that's what they're doing. So
Yeah.
it's really grimy, and I hate it. And it's like grimy from all angles. Like, I just wish they wouldn't do it. This, on the other hand, is amazing. Have you seen this? Do you know what we're looking at right now? This is amazing. I'm obsessed with this.
So
go ahead. I got to check out text. Anyway.
Is this not what variants should have always been?
Yes, in my mind, yes.
You know, like 100%. And unfortunately, I don't think this is the way it's going to go. This is probably going to continue to be like just a trend for grays, which is like an interesting idea. As long as these also become available in game, which they probably will. I imagine, because they kind of just had that vibe about them, except for those flat blade ones.
Again, a paint I want for the Shiv.
Yeah.
Like
it is also once again like these body kits. So when they first showed us the Shiv, we were like, oh, that's from the it wasn't like the trailer for Squadron, but it was like one of the Squadron videos in one of the Citizen Cons.
It was a trailer
like,
a while back.
That one. And it's like it looks similar, but it's a little different. And it's like, yeah, because they have these. They have multiple models of the Shiv that they would have used in Squadron for like whatever. And they're giving more of those to us. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hell
guys.
yeah. Big fan of that. It's personalization. Personalization is fun. Every MMO is just Barbie doll the game, so let me play Barbie doll the game.
Exactly, right? Like an $18 paint plus a performance bonus, or $30 and I can customize you can mix and match these. There's like 4 points that I can change everything on. Dude, are you kidding me? This is the best idea they've ever had. $30 and you get all this customization on the exterior of your ship. And it has no effect on gameplay whatsoever. Amazing. Like, I always praise them when they do good. This is the best idea I've ever seen them have. This is so good. More of this for every ship in the game. You say it looks like it's just going to be grays. You are almost certainly right. Please don't make this unique to grays. Please make this.
I don't want it to be unique
option.
to grays. It'd be cool-ish if it's like, hey, that's the unique thing that grays do. But it would be even cooler if you then go, also, here's like the M80 version and so on.
Well, you could do a different grays, right? Like grays is the used future, the like, you know, disco style type thing, because he loves this kind of stuff. He's always said, right? So that's awesome. Keep doing that. Grays does that for many ships. But then there's your Need for Speed, you know, racing,
neon lights, spoiler,
like you go to those guys, and then you could do that with your ship. And then there's the military one that puts on like extra this
and straps guns to everything,
right? You can have multiple.
That's just called Drake, actually.
Yeah, true. You could have multiple versions of these aftermarket body kits, and dude, I mean, the customization and cosmetic money they can make here is almost endless if
Yeah.
they really roll with this. Such a good option, such a good way of doing it, in my opinion. I'd love to see them do more of this, and again, shit on them for one thing, but like right away I wanted to make sure that I praise them for
Mhm.
like things that I really want. I have not picked this
Yeah.
up yet. I will. I'll do it
Yeah.
with store credit, but I will.
Yeah. It's also just cool. It's customization we just haven't had in the game yet.
Yep.
Brett, we just haven't had this style, which is cool.
Which is
So
amazing. Yeah, big fan.
yeah,
Big
yeah.
fan. Keep that up,
While we're talking
CIG.
about Greys, at the Greys section, there's a little sneak peek into apparently a new ship that's coming in July, called it's like
Where?
the Smasher or the someone in chat's gonna remember this in a second. It's a sign that says the Basher.
Where do we
So
look?
new Grey ship. It's in the convention hall.
Ah, I missed that. Okay.
There is a big sign from Greys that says, yeah, it's right behind the Shiv, and
Okay.
it says like coming this July, the Basher. It's some
Awesome.
variant of that.
Cool.
Apparently, so I read all the cliff notes from SEL and stuff, which is just all the questions, but apparently Jared said he wants a mole with gun
Oh, he
turrets.
said battle mole. Yeah.
Yeah, battle mole, which is what I've been saying since they announced Greys. So is the Basher the battle mole? Please, that'd be great.
Could be. I'm sure people know like leaks already, but that would I want that? Like, I'm trying
Would
to
you
think of
not want a battle mole?
No,
That
no, no.
sounds like the best ship of all time.
it sounds pretty good. I'm thinking of like if they were going to graze another ship, is the mole the one that I would want them to do first? And I don't think my answer is yes, but I don't know what my answer is.
I like the idea of it being like the classics. So you do it to a Connie, you do it to
older stuff,
like,
right?
Like you do a Hornet, so you graze up a Hornet somehow. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That would be what I would assume they would do the most.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. I want.
So I'm keen on the Basher. July can't come fast enough.
Yeah. True. Cool. I guess next is Origin. Do we just move to Origin next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the matey, the heavy fighter, is here.
Bring up the video.
I am in love with this ship already. Probably because like it does remind me a lot of the L-21. And it clearly has a lot of inspiration from the L-21 in the way that some of its animations work, a little bit of its visual design. And this is by far the best ship ad CIG I've ever done.
I've not seen it yet.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
There's a woman voiceover as well during it, and it's crazy the amount of production value that went into this. And you can also tell it's definitely not remotely made in engine. It's 100% all made through like your other 3D programs,
Blender or whatever.
Yeah, your Blender and all that. But it's so good. But yeah, so the ship itself, very, very cool. It doesn't scream Origin to me though. So as much as I love it, my brain doesn't think Origin. Like I do think
it looks like a saber.
I do think, yeah, it's got a bit of a saber vibe. It reminds me more of like kind of like if you were to think like 100 years from now, what like a fighter jet might look like.
Yeah.
So it's like it feels less luxury and more futuristic to me, if that makes sense. But I'm super into it. I love this vehicle. The animations when the guns come out are super, super nice. And like I said, very clearly very inspired by the Wolf, where it's got like all the mechanical parts moving away and parking themselves away and stuff. Yeah, huge fan. Haven't done it in combat yet. Apparently, from what I've been told, should chuck some deadbolts on there, and then it goes pretty hard. Yeah.
It's cool. But yeah, just not for me. Like people are like, "What do you think of the M80?" And I'm like, "I don't care, man. I'm grinding right now. I'm mining. Leave me alone." Like I don't care about another heavy fighter that is, just meant to look cool, so you buy it, but it's not actually, anything. Like Dude, everybody that's made videos on the new ships that have come out have had so many
Mhm.
views too, and I'm just laughing so hard because I just don't care, and I don't
Yeah,
care. Like I don't need to do that stuff for myself, and I feel so good just playing the game. Like I've
yeah,
had
yeah.
such a decent time this patch, and I haven't thought about doing the normal content that like streamers and YouTubers feel they have to do. There's no way you guys actually care that much about the ship. The interior is
I don't know,
so
man. It's
trash.
cool.
The interior is
What?
so trash, dude. Are you kidding me?
What's so good? What do you mean it's
Bro,
trash? It
it
looks awesome.
it looks like a Vanguard when you first get in because you turn around and it's that big empty butt area. It's so
Yeah,
trash.
yeah.
I hate it. It
Oh
looks
my
it's
god.
like it's like a kid who got their first set of RGB light strips and is just went overboard and like turns all the lights off and it's really annoying. Like I can't stand it. Like it is
You
just
get in
not for
there, it's
me.
like, "Has Linus Tech Tips been in here? What the fuck's
Yeah,
going on?"
exactly. It's like it's not for me and it like it's not even like that
Yeah,
good
yeah.
of a performing ship, I don't think. So it's not like one of those ships that like you feel like you have to like
You,
get
like,
in
need
game at some
balance-wise or whatever.
point.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, or anything like that. So I'm just not interested in it. And I've really liked that. Like I'm not crapping on any YouTubers or anything, just to be honest. It's it's more me saying that like, hey, you guys always see me angry about the game, and I'm just content playing it.
Yeah.
So like the
I
wipes really
I think
helped.
I think for this one, possibly, like, it might just be good that as well that like, it's important for a game to have aesthetics that are, like, good for like certain people because you're never going to please anyone anyway. So if you
Yeah,
have enough ships where you can go, this person likes the aesthetics of this one, that works and whatever. And in this situation, you are clearly not that person, and I am.
yeah,
So
and it's
I
totally
think
fine.
that's a good run here. It's kind of
Yeah,
like how don't you also like the freelancer like regular like silver paint and stuff?
no,
Or is it someone else I'm thinking of?
that's
Am I
somebody
speaking of
else.
someone else?
I'm
There's
pissed
someone
that
else who's
I
like,
put a
oh, I
black paint
love
on it and it's
the
not black.
yeah. Yeah, fair. Yeah, there's someone. It might be someone in my chat that just loves the idea of like
The metal.
the no paint bare metal on like the freelancer and the Starlancer and stuff. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
all right, man.
The other
Um,
thing, just real quickly about the wipe, is so
mhm,
many people complained about the wipe, and then we'll get to it when we talk about SCL, but
yeah,
we could just talk about it now. Is Jared
yeah,
comes
especially
on and says they like broke a record for how many people they had playing.
yeah, which
Excuse me. And that's
that
not because of a
like
sale. That's because of the wipe.
yeah, but it's that also like for sure that also I just seems wrong to me because it's also with them postponing the free fly, which part of the SEL they announced.
That means it's not
Good
wrong.
job.
It makes it even more insane.
That's what I mean. When I say it
Yeah.
seems wrong to me, it's like that can't be right. What are you talking about? Like
No.
that's crazy. How did that happen?
Dude, so many
Yeah.
streamers from other communities came in my chat in the last like couple days. Yo, I'm thinking about jumping in for the patch, what do you think? And I'm like, dude,
I
don't do it. Don't do
yeah, true. True.
it. You
I
don't know
will
all the
say
workarounds. Don't do it, bro.
I will say Twitch drops a very powerful marketing tool, and a
Yes.
lot of them will be jumping onto it because of the Twitch drops.
Yep.
But yeah, that number's still crazy to me. I was like, it has to be. Well, it is. I believe them, but it's like there's no way that that could beat like a big free fly, like a big IAE free fly, where like crazy ship gets announced. And apparently, it has.
It's
So
but again,
yeah,
it's not
it proves that a wipe is useful. It proves
yes.
that people will come back for
For
a wipe.
all
Yeah,
you people saying that like I'm not playing, I'm not quitting, I'm quitting because of the wipe, bro, go. Who cares about you? Because there's thousands of other people that have been sitting around waiting for this. And I wasn't
yeah,
sure, but I think that proves it because what it must mean is that all the like people who actually do play Star Citizen but were just so bored, and that had to been
yeah,
a lot of people, is that's what inflates those numbers. It's not necessarily all the new people coming in because you
yeah.
always get an influx of numbers during these times, but
Yes,
it's really probably is people coming back to experience uh Star Citizen with crafting, with a
yeah,
wipe, with this new insurance. Like, oh, it feels like all the features that they put in, which are all kind of
Mhm.
small-ish, but when you bring them together, it feels like, oh, this is a patch I should check out. Like that's what they
Yeah.
did here. And then on top of
Yeah.
it, you also have the ship sale, which makes it like extra worth checking out because it's like all this other cool
Yeah.
stuff that's happening. And like it was just the perfect storm for something like that to happen. And I think that that's good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
so yeah, if you don't like
Um,
the wipes, totally understand you, but you're obviously in the minority. You're not wrong, but you're in the minority. I think the majority
yeah.
clearly has shown that that wipes will work. And
Yep.
yeah, awesome.
And then yeah, just quickly because we touched on it. Yeah, they pushed the free fly back. I
Yes.
don't think they've ever done that, as far as I'm aware.
I don't recall that
So
ever happening.
kudos. Because yeah, I agree. New players should not be playing the game right now.
Yeah,
100%. They are going to have a terrible experience, and I would like people to enjoy the game. So that's kind of huge there. Yeah,
agreed.
it's one of those
Couldn't
things where it's like sometimes they make the weird marketing decisions, and then they make decisions like this, where it's like, oh, okay, because you could have just done it, and like you normally do.
like
Weird.
it's weird. I don't think it's as like good guy CIG as you might think. I
Mm,
think that it's like, all right, we already hit record numbers. If we bring in a free fly, we're going to have 318 experiences.
yeah,
So if we have 318 experiences, it's going to cost us money. It's not going to make us money.
yeah, yeah.
I think
That's fair.
it's purely monetary made based decision. It just benefits us as well. And then they go, oh
Mm.
guys, we're just trying to help the veteran player who appreciate, who's playing Star System right now. And it's like, no, you're not. You're trying to lie. Because guess what? Now you could just wait. You got all your interest and all your money in here. And then next week you could run the free fly because the free fly is not canceled; it is delayed. So once they
Yeah.
nail down the mission thing, which by the way, maintenance last night to deal with the mission stuff. So if they're happy with that maintenance, there might be a free fly in the next 24 hours, right? And
Mhm.
then it's live, and then they get to make that extra influx of money. So
Yeah.
to me, it's like, it's not as good guy CIG as they might be making it sound, but regardless, the result is good guy CIG. So who cares? Like,
Mhm.
good
Yeah.
decision, good job, awesome. But I think the motivation is different than what we may think it is or what they were
Fair
saying
enough.
it is.
Fair enough.
Right.
All right, so SEL itself, which actually we should probably get through really quickly because we're already an hour in, and if you look at how many callers we have, um,
Thoughts on this?
yeah,
Thoughts
hmm
on this? I was thinking about this today. You let me know what you think. We're doing
yep,
behind the scenes decisions on the stream right now.
sure.
Given
No
your
callers
situation,
ever again.
maybe, but given your situation with the
Yes.
kid and everything, and like late nights, being super late there,
hmm
until we change possible time schedules, would it make sense to say we have a time allotted for callers, and if we are enjoying the call that we're on and they're not overtaking people's time,
hmm
we just take the allotted people that we get in that time frame and just go off when we're done. I Instead of like rushing people off and trying to get to everybody quickly.
Oh,
I
I
don't know
understand
what's
what you're saying.
better.
Right.
I don't know what's better, right? Like if there's a good call, I don't want to end it, but
Yeah.
we're wasting time on that discussion right now. But
Um,
yeah,
it's something to think
you
about. Yeah.
guys who enjoy the show too, like that's kind of why I say it. Like, feel free to give the feedback on that as well for the people
Yeah.
who watch, because it's not just us that make these decisions, I guess. All right,
hmm
there's not much to talk about in this episode anyway. We talked about
Yeah.
the record numbers. We talked about the free fly delay.
hmm
There's one other thing I think um, that I can't remember that was like super relevant that was brought up. But and did you watch this or no?
No, I've gone through all the questions and how to
Okay,
get it, and it appears like most of the episode was literally just
just
like,
art.
hey, why does ship work? How does ship work? Why
Yeah,
are these repeaters?
yeah.
Are we getting more origin ship? So it's kind of like the classic, just like I want to learn more about ships rather than
Mhm.
necessarily learning about like the development or like the vision or anything like that.
Yeah.
With the exception of when toilet gameplay, with the response absolutely no idea. The answer should be never, and I will continue to hold to that.
Yeah. Also, this dev here is like prominent Star Citizen player, and
Mhm.
like this was like just feedback on the show
Yep.
was they were moving the camera around while the devs were talking about the art
Mhm.
on the ships, and they know a ton about the game, so they're able to just follow along quickly, and the art, because
Yep.
they're like a modeler, so they worked on the ships as well, so they're able to move
Yeah.
around, and so like for an SCL, this was
Mhm.
like, hey, kind of more of that if possible, because
Yeah.
that's awesome. And it, because like video to go along with what you're saying was nice.
Yeah.
um
Sweet.
so yeah, other things we learned, patch on Tuesday, don't really know what it's going to
Mhm.
entail, but when talking about it, was talking about fixes,
Yep.
balance ongoing for lots of things. What else? um Jared made me
Oh, so
very angry to the point where I did not post my react because I thought I was unreasonably angry about something.
Uh, I wonder if it's this question. So apparently there was a question: why not incentivize all loops as big money
That's the
makers?
one.
Not, yeah, because this was the one where I was like, I don't love this. And remember, this is a summarized answer. Not all loops need to be rags to riches. Some things you need to want to do for fun rather than money.
Yeah,
Firstly, I kind of agree with the first sentence. Not all loops need to be rags to riches. Sure.
correct.
Some things you need to want to do for fun rather than money. The incentive is so important and powerful.
Yes.
And that's money. It's money.
Yeah.
It's progression. Money just is a form of progression.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. Like, not everything needs to be rags to riches, but it needs to progress you in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
And
Here's
they kind of all need to
I'll
do
let you
it
go. My
in
bad.
some way to the same level. It doesn't have to be the same reward. It doesn't have to necessarily be money or rep or whatever. Just as long as they're all equivalent effort for equivalent reward.
I think it's very important to understand when the question was asked. It was when they
Okay.
were going over not this. It was when they were going over, let me find you, you little whale. Where are you? It was when they were talking about this.
Mhm.
And there's a big difference between, like, to me, I look at refueling. They clearly look at refueling as something different, right, than I do. But I think it's a hugely missed opportunity because we both have played the game that starts with E, and
Mhm.
that game,
EverQuest 2.
yeah. That Eve Online, when you can take a mining ship out and mine gas, you could take a mining ship out and mine ice, and you could take a mining
Mhm.
ship out and mine moon materials, and you could take a mining ship out and mine um just regular minerals. So there's like 4 different types of mining. There's not that many mining ships, but you do different, like put on different mining heads and like have different
Yeah,
experiences.
yeah.
And some ships are better at doing each one individually, right? So
Mhm.
when I like look at that, it seems like a very big missed opportunity to take refueling ships and make them mining ships, but for a different type of material, right? And
Yeah.
then so in that vein of discussion, then yes, you probably should balance refueling ships to
Mhm.
be similar to the amount of money making that you can make mining. But the
Yeah.
conversation that Jared brought up was like refueling and medical are the same thing. And to me, that's not the case, right? The difference between refueling and medical is, in my mind, is refueling or gas harvesting and the whole loop
Yeah,
that
yeah.
can exist around it is way more like mining and way more a career, where
Mhm.
medical, I know players want it to be a career, but it is way more hindered as like this career type experience, but it is
Yeah.
so well done within the confines of like content in the game. So, you know, you
Yeah.
always have to bring a medic
Medical
with
is
you.
more
You
of
always have
a,
medical gameplay with you when
yeah,
you're doing the mole or when you're doing the
exactly.
worm, Hathor, and things like that. And you're super important to achieving the same levels of money making as these other things, but you're a cog in the wheel. Where refueling, Jared's kind of implying that that's what they want it to be, and I just think it's a missed opportunity that it's not. And I went off on Jared and was
Yeah.
like, you don't get to decide, because he just straight up said no, and I was like, you're not a fucking designer, you don't get to decide these things, like shut up.
Mm.
And in reality, I think he honestly knows what the intentions are for the
Yeah.
company, and is trying to defend their like their
Yeah,
processes. And it's like I just didn't post it because I don't think it was appropriate to say because
sure.
I just think my reaction was wrong towards it. But yeah,
Sure. I'll say yeah. So with all that in mind, I think that yeah, like medical is a gameplay mechanic that is like at least so far has been designed currently in its iteration to be a supplement to whatever you are doing.
yeah,
It's not designed to be a thing that you are spending all your time doing. Players will do that in the same way that players will spend their entire time, I am sure, only loading boxes into ships, not even flying the ships, just literally playing warehouse worker, moving boxes left to right, right?
yeah.
But the at least intention so far in the way that we've been playing the game is that that is not the case. Um, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I there's such a big opportunity here. It could be so cool, and it just really
Mhm.
pisses me off that they're not grabbing it by the horns and doing this. But have you done a refueling beacon yet?
I did in PTU, yeah.
Yeah, dude, so awesome. So,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, I loved it.
yeah, like I can again. Oh, sometimes you just want to help others. Nobody's gonna ask for your help anymore. Just so you know,
Yeah,
because I call a refueling beacon and they come in 5 seconds. So,
yeah.
you know, again, just kind of clueless as far as your
Which
gameplay is,
which
which means you have to
yeah,
build this out to be more like mining to make it like you're spending
yeah,
hundreds of dollars on these ships. You need to make them useful, guys. Like, holy crap.
yeah. Which
So,
that's the thing with the exact example you used. They had to do that because people weren't refueling other people, and they never
exactly.
will. It is just not. It was a cool idea that does not work for the game. This is not Elite Dangerous. It's a very very different game. Doesn't work. So
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
that one bothered me. And I tried to, yeah, I just was like, I needed to like really stop and think
Mhm.
before doing weekend review or this because I just like reacted so poorly towards it. But it's frustrating that it's like it just feels like you don't get it, you know,
Yep.
sometimes, and it just bothers me. But I don't
Just
think there
very
was
quickly
an
as well, we didn't touch on this ship. I'm just once again a big fan of these ships that like the internals are like hollow because that's where they keep the cargo. We keep
yeah.
getting more of these kind of ones, and I like that aesthetic. It's cool.
Yeah, and then we finally got a really good look at this,
Yes.
which just looks
Oh my
incredible.
god.
Like I
The
have no
shape
need for
is
it.
awesome.
I'll probably never fly it, never buy it, or anything like that. Well, I might buy it
I
in
think I would
game
still
just
rather
because
fly a hammerhead with people. But
see,
yeah.
yeah, with people, sure, but
Yeah,
because I mean, this looks like a solo ship for the most
yeah.
part, right? But just
Yeah.
the visuals of it are just quite good. So whoever worked on it art wise, like kudos to you. It was pretty awesome. But I just don't
Yeah.
know if I would ever use it really. And then kind of enjoying the Idris solo owner tiers that this laser is
Mhm.
3K damage more than that laser. So but
Wait,
a
is
little
it?
less range. Yep. This could do more damage than the Idris laser, but has less range. So just kind of enjoying those
Yeah.
tiers, which is really nice. Um, so yeah.
But
Uh,
shorter range is so irrelevant when it's
yeah,
just a
it doesn't
giant laser
matter.
on the front. Unless that shorter range is like 20 feet, I don't think it matters.
Exactly. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird one. It's a weird one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, apparently they nerfed the laser already, which is funny.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or not, but um, I enjoyed the tiers nonetheless for however
Yeah,
little
yeah.
time I had them. But yeah, overall, really good SCL in terms of like this was the SCL
Mhm.
they were talking, but this is what we saw instead of just
Yeah,
dudes
yeah.
sitting around talking. So I hope they do more of this in the future when they do gameplay talks. It's just
Mhm.
probably quite difficult to do that
Is
because
that
the
also
editor
the
like
first time that they've like used that table and done a little bit of a
no.
in the round? Okay.
Remember when they delayed the Bane of Merchantman? They used that table. That's how I remember.
So they had to do it so that it didn't just become the bad news table.
Yeah, it was a bad news
Yeah.
table, exactly. Now not so much, but yeah. So
Yeah.
overall, like pretty good episode, but um
Cool.
I don't think I have anything else here in my list of
No,
things.
yeah, that was kind of it, right? There was a sneak peek, which was the M80
M80, which is
to
like
the
the
paint.
dumbest sneak peek. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So there's how many more ships to come this week? We've got well, the Tiburon needs to come out.
Tiburon the
The
Starlight.
the Starlight, the Odin needs to go up for sale,
Yep. There's gonna be an
which
SCL
that
on
that happens this
Sunday.
week, right?
There's gonna be an SCL on Sunday for it.
Is that like the day it comes out?
Yeah. So they
Okay.
recorded it right after. So that what we watched was live recorded, and then they
Yep.
recorded a pre-recording for the Sunday episode for the Odin. So it'll be a dedicated SCL for the Odin.
Yep.
So I don't know if
Um,
we'll be watching it,
yeah.
or whatever, before the show or after the show, but I know I'll be reacting to it for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I think that's it for the week, I guess. So let's find out what people think about all the stuff from this week. And if you want to tell us what you think about stuff from the week, you can go into the description below, go into the Discord link, head into the green room, and we can pull you in. However, everybody and their mother wants to talk to us today, so we're not going to have any more room for people today. So if you do want to talk to us in the future, make sure you get in early.
Yeah, for sure. And we got Sharkbite on the line. So welcome, Shark. What do you want to talk about today?
Shark?
How's it going, guys? My mom doesn't play Star Citizen, so don't worry. I think the biggest thing you were talking about early on, where with the sinks and the faucets, they both need to be tied kind of equally to the same gameplay. You're like, if you're doing mining, then you should be paying sinks that are affecting your mining, which part of that's processing, but like you should be using a little bit more hydrogen fuel, maybe.
Well,
And
sort of.
then
I don't necessarily
Go
think they have to be tied to each other.
They
right?
already
Like,
have that. Mining's
it's-
already well done for
yeah.
that, to be honest, because you have charges for your.
well, yeah, I guess that was a bad example, but like the point I was trying to make is like if
gadgets,
a bunch
that kind
of
stuff.
game loops make a bunch of money and other game loops have a fairly high entry point, then the people who want to start out in those other game loops that have a high entry point need to grind other content to make money to play those.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And so like it should be proportional, based on
Sure.
whatever game loop you're doing.
I'm going to agree with you, but jump in and disagree quickly, just from my experiences in EVE Online. The most important sink in EVE Online is sales tax.
Death. Oh, but I was
Gotcha.
going to say death.
Actually,
is losing your insurance.
That's
money,
your individual one. That is your individual sink, is having to rebuy stuff that you lost. But the overall sink that removes money from the game world, which is the inflation reducing one, is sales tax. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, fair.
That they pull money out of the game, because that's what needs to happen. You don't need to spend money. The money needs to leave the game.
Yeah.
So sales tax.
Well, that's
like the amount
like,
that they. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, a sales tax, it's good at removing like some of the inflation, but you do still end up with the problem of people amassing just crazy amounts of money if they are not like the whole thing with EVE is you will have people who are just trillionaires and never leave Jita or Ma, right?
Yep.
Because all they're doing is buy, sell. The sales tax isn't actually removing enough from them. The big impacts on the economy that are interesting and make for good gameplay are the wars.
Yeah.
Where people lose money. Well, entire alliances lose money. On also like on a scale where it's like this will take weeks to rebuild.
Shark, we could hear you typing, man.
Oh, sorry. I was just taking a note.
You're all good.
So we don't have anything like that in Star Citizen. And it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly that, but there has to be stuff where it's like you invest time and money, you get enjoyment out, and then sometimes some of that money gets reduced. You sort of have to rebuild. That's what keeps people hooked into continuing to play. Because the other thing that happens when you do have people who just start to have infinite money is they stop playing. I've already bought everything I can buy.
There's nothing
else I can influence. I'm done, you know.
How many people came back for the wipe in SC in a game that is not really, fully there?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, actually, they just introduced the best money sink of all time, a reset.
Exactly.
So what we need is a progressive wealth tax, so that the more money you have, the more money it takes whenever you do a transfer or buy things. Percentage-wise.
The Americans wouldn't like that.
Oh, and Star Citizen 2.
I immediately was like, absolutely fucking not. I was immediately like, absolutely not. No thanks.
Hands off my money, Britain.
But
yeah.
I'm actually finally using my moth. I got it
Nice.
basically as soon as it came out, and then because there wasn't really a need to like do money grinding or anything, I was just
Mhm.
not using it. So it's the ship I've flown the most since the patch dropped. Initially, I was doing panels. I did 2 days of panels and made 1.3 mil. And I've spent the last like hour and a half on a single ironclad that someone
Yep.
left somewhere, and there's so much food everywhere. I'm eating everything. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, real quick, we
Just
need
quickly,
a ref.
I remembered.
Oh, go ahead.
Very common money sink as well in a lot of games is like your ammo, your fuel, blah blah
Yep.
blah. You can assume once we get like base building and we get more of that sort of stuff, that there will be more ongoing costs that are part of your gameplay, which means you will have to you will be forced to continue to make money and play longer so that you can keep doing that stuff. Anyway, continue.
Yep. We need a refueling golem, and we need a tow golem like the SRV.
We need no more refuelers
Those are.
until they actually make good refueling.
Oh, of
gameplay.
course.
But
Yeah.
also, I feel
But
like the
I'm saying
golems
Screw
like
them.
end game.
Yeah, it would probably have to be a like if you did a refueling column, it would have to be unique, as in like so the new one uses the pods from the Staff era, but I don't think
Yep.
the golem would be remotely able to fit one of
No,
those
it has to use
anywhere on it.
golem pods,
So
like it uses golem bags.
The golem
Yeah,
should
yeah.
just be modular,
Yeah.
and it should be like a million different ships. Just saying, because
100%.
that's one of my
Oh, yeah.
favorites. I think somebody asked me what my
Um,
favorite ship was, and I couldn't think of it. It's the golem.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I do definitely agree with you on the refueling gameplay. I think that it should definitely be more of a logistics thing. I really liked where you were talking about, yeah, if this station
foxhole
doesn't have
experience.
fuel, then all the refuelers need to take fuel to that station. Otherwise, everyone at that station is going to be paying out the Hormuz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll let you guys.
The only thing I want to say on that is apparently in 4.8 that stations have very little fuel and they're actually running out.
Really?
But there's no way for
Okay.
us to replace it. And it's like,
Oh,
Right.
see, that's the
CIG,
problem.
it's right there. It's right there.
Yeah,
It's
that's
right
no brainer.
there.
Let me refuel the stations.
Exactly. It's right there, dude.
Yeah, that would actually make me want to play refueling gameplay, because right now I have zero interest in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, Shark, we'll get to some other people and
Yep, I'll let you guys
appreciate
go.
you, man. Be good.
Yeah. Cheers for calling. Have a good
Bye
one,
now.
mate.
Bye.
All right, our next caller is Red Scorpion. Red Scorpion, if you can
How
hear
we doing,
us.
Scorpion?
What's up?
Howdy.
Hello.
Howdy.
Yeah, I just wanted to
I'll turn him up.
SharkBite kind of already got it, but parody the fueler gameplay and huge missed opportunities there, of course.
Mhm.
I am very much in the same boat of the Foxhole gameplay. It was a huge thing for me. If you're aware of the Sun Hub Coalition, or what used to be the Sun Hub Coalition, I was part of that, and I actually established some of those big things for our coalition. I did Sun Hub and War 115, and stuff like that is huge.
Yep.
It's very much a big thing that people can take part in. And I think one of the bigger mistakes they probably could have changed is, instead of just an AI beacon, it should have absolutely have been like a request of what we used to get for rescues, just to let people come and refuel.
So you like the idea of the wait? Like, that's the thing that I'm like, oh my god, this quality of life is so nice. Like I was like, I had a mission because I was working in Pyro. I'm doing the Headhunters rep, and that takes you everywhere, dude. And I ran out of fuel. And I'm like, oh no. So now I have to go back to the station and land. And then somebody reminds me, like, oh, dude, just do a beacon. And yep. So I just do a beacon, and in 2 seconds, the ship is there. I go, I load. Within 2 minutes, I'm back on the road and I'm going again. And it, like, dude, I don't care how much they charge. I'm doing that every time.
Yeah.
Like, you're willing to sit there and wait? Because, dude, we're waiting for, like, oh, I find a rock I can't mine, and I'm waiting for somebody to come and help me. The shortest wait time we've had, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You know, like
Yeah,
I just
refueling?
want
Are
to
you kidding
yeah.
me?
I want to address just a quick comment from a friend of the show, Tumblerino. You asked like, yeah, what's the point of the staff era if like other than these quality of life changes?
Yeah.
The the whole reason for a lot of these changes is because refueling sucks. It is not a mechanic that players want to do. And just not the way the game works. It's not how we play the game. So in order to make the staff era useful for player to player stuff, because you can easily make it useful for PvE stuff, because you can just make it up that NPCs do want you to refuel them. Um, the biggest thing you have to do is make it both worth the risk for someone to call for a player refuel, and also make it like it's too easy to refuel everywhere now.
Bro, it's crazy.
Right?
They're,
Like,
they're even doing repair, refuel, rearm on other ships, and it's just a
yeah,
box that sits there and you press a button. Like you are totally
yeah.
undermining the refuel aspects of everything.
They are,
Yeah.
but because the game, that's just the way we play. It's and I think these changes have been better than like
Yeah. Which is why
they
we
have
need to
made the
get
game
away
better
from
generally.
refueling, and we need to get
Yes.
towards creating
Yeah.
fuel.
Yeah. If you turn the staff era more into
And then
its
logistics.
refining capability, and then using that as a profitability mechanic for yourself, then you can start using that ship more. As well as you can do stuff like if you're making it yourself and then providing it to someone, you don't have to pay sales tax. And then you make that little bit of extra profit from that player and stuff. So there's
Yeah.
ways for them to do it, but it has to move away from the elite dangerous idea of what refueling is, because that's just not not the game we're playing. Sorry,
It's
fuel
out.
rats. It's not
It's
working.
out. It never made sense when you decided that it's 15 minutes to
Yeah.
travel across the system. So unless you
Exactly.
change, and unfortunately you were not here for the week of fast travel discussion, because that would have been fun.
Nah.
But
Yeah.
the unless you're going to greatly increase quantum travel times and other quality of life things,
Yep.
you got to make a change to it completely, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
that's kind of what I was going to. Specifically for like Pyro, I kind of miss the so right now in the interim, it is a good thing that they either reduced the distances or made refueling ports more accessible. But I
Mhm.
do think in the long term, like Pyro is supposed to be a really big system.
Well, it
Or
is
a
still
big
With
big,
not a
or
lot
but
of
it,
it's still
infrastructure.
big.
yeah, it was
Yeah, with
supposed to
not a
be
lot of
very barren.
infrastructure. So
Yeah.
the point of having that in Pyro, it doesn't exactly make a whole lot of sense for AI to show up to do that because it's a null sec essentially.
Yeah.
So it'd be a really great place for players to
Yeah.
do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it all revolves around as much as like the fast travel system and everything else. Whatever the hell they want to do with that. But uh, just QT times need to be adjusted for that. I think one of the biggest things with the QT times is what happened to it was brought up last week. What happened to the like interactive one that they showed off in their Planet Tech video a couple of years ago, where you actually have to stay aligned to get around?
They've
Actually
never
being
done that.
engaged in the
It's
QT.
it's all in Squadron. They keep talking about it. They've talking about it for years, and it's not there until the new quantum travel system
Yeah.
it comes in, and they just keep talking
Which
about it and never making it for
yeah.
us, which is getting really
Yeah, there was a
fucking old.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
yeah, there was a period of
Yeah.
time where after that so that was the first live Citizen comeback. So that was 2022. Right? 23.
23.
When they showed the quantum boost. And then yeah, so they talked about it a lot in that. That's also when they like talked about the mini wormholes that would exist and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
And then over the course of like the next year, they started to like still show us a little bit and talk to us a little bit more. This is how it's going to work. And that kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth. But they keep using those new QT animations in a lot of their videos and a lot of their patch
Yep.
stuff. In fact, in the newest patch trailer, which seems to have voices from the community, as far as I was aware, which is kind of cool. Um, yeah, they're using that animation still
Oh yeah,
of how
people
the
were
quantum is
saying
working.
Voidy was
So
in it. Like they could hear Voidy.
it definitely sounds like Voidy.
Yeah.
If it is not Voidy, it is a Voidy impersonator.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of people like that where you're clearly not a voice actor, so you've got to be a content creator or like a big community member or something. Yeah. So like, where's Quantum Boost? It feels like it's fallen off.
They mentioned it last week.
Okay.
Like, so it's
But to
there.
like what capacity?
Like it'll come when we do the new flight model.
In 5 years.
Yeah, whenever the fuck that is, I don't know, but like, because it's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
all in Squadron. They keep doing it. It's all in Squadron. It's all in Squadron, and it's like you can only dangle that carrot for like the fact that you've gotten away with it for this many years is insane at this point. Like enough's enough.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it because you're not working on it for us, and you're talking to us. Like you cannot talk about the work you do for Squadron without having any plans of delivering it in the next 12 months to us, and it's just like really that one really rubs me the wrong way because Chris did the whole 12 months or so, and it's like, dude, that one's been, now we're talking 3 years, dude. This is obnoxious, right? So
Because I was just really
like we're still
excited
dealing
for,
with
like,
quantum travel bugs in
Yeah.
live forever, and we're waiting on those bugs to get fixed for your stupid system that you don't make for us. Like,
Yeah.
fix your game or
Yeah,
just stop talking.
Yeah.
Even today, like I've been in mostly the same boat as Croncy as far as just the new patch. I think I logged in on Wednesday after patch release, did the update and everything. And I was like, okay, well, I want to check out my Ironclad. I
Mhm.
didn't even make it 4 minutes in the hangar without the server 30K.
Yeah.
I have not
then-
had any crashes, and I've had one server error.
Yeah,
I've been so lucky, I guess.
You're
yeah, I
stealing
don't get it,
all of the
'cause-
server power.
For once.
apparently, because I was
Yeah, for
while
once
we
it's
were
you,
waiting-
Mike.
For
once
once.
it's you.
While you were streaming, I was doing my initial setup stuff, moving stuff up to Port Tressler because I'm a new cabbage guy, and I was getting kind of stuff moved around. The server bugged out and locked me in the Kelto store at New
Nice.
Cabbage. I was trying to buy a whole bunch of Dark Luxes and
Yeah.
server error, please wait. And I sat there for a couple minutes and I never recovered. I had to alt F4 out, and it's been really bad.
We call
You
that
know the-
capitalism. That's when we take you into a store and lock the doors till you buy stuff.
You know the worst
I
thing that
couldn't even
happened?
buy anything.
The worst thing that happened to me in this patch was we found high quality, I think Hephaestonite or Terranite, like 920, something like that, and waited for somebody to come and mine it. Finally, somebody comes, and when they get there is the moment the M80 came out. Mike, did you see the M80? Did you see the M80? Oh, did you see the M80? And all of a sudden, we're breaking a rock. And you know when the old rocks would delay before they exploded?
Yeah.
So we were like, all right, it'll break eventually. We move on to the next rock. Delayed, hasn't exploded yet. Move on to the next piece. Delayed, hasn't exploded yet. Move on to the next one when people are saying,
Why would you keep going?
I don't know.
Would you keep
Because I
going?
thought they would eventually break. It's never happened where they don't eventually
You're just
break.
piling onto the server with more and more explosive rocks.
Big mistake, right? So then eventually the servers start recovering. So we break another one and it breaks. But it did. So the fourth rock we breaks, but the three with like 4 SU of 9 something Terranite in it, never broke. So I was like, all right, let's fly away and come back. We fly not all the way away, but like just make it make it disappear and come back. It despawned, just gone. So I was like, oh,
probably got cleaned up, right?
Yep. So that was the worst thing that happened to me. But yeah, that was my bad luck moment.
It sounded like it could have been a lot worse. It's like everyone on the server is like, why did we all just blow up?
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, it's been really weird. I was standing on the platform waiting for the tram at New Cabbage before I really got off because I was too frustrated. And a few seconds before the tram comes in, I can like see it down the tunnel, and just I got teleported into the tunnel. I was like, what the heck
Mhm.
just happened? So I don't know, because then I eventually just clipped through and fell to the planet and died. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Gonna wait until probably the patch on Tuesday before I do any real Star Citizen stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, couple quick hitters, I guess. An idea that I really haven't seen brought up a whole lot for the just speeding up party play is just give us an option when we're grouping up in the main menu to just all
Mhm.
spawn at the same station. We just pick, okay,
Don't hate it.
group leader is at a place. It's like, okay, well, we all get the option to go to just spawn in either a med bed or whatever, just spawn in there, and you just
Yeah.
bring whatever you had on your person at that time.
Mhm.
Even if you wanted to charge money for it, I think that would be just the easiest first step into
Or
reducing
naked,
the friction
even.
that you get. Even naked,
Yeah.
don't bring anything.
Yep.
Because it's
Yeah.
probably would be the easiest first step into reducing that friction, just to get group play
That's
going.
that's an interesting that's a money sink, would I dare say, that even line uses with the clones,
We
right?
talked about it
So
last week.
yeah, I
Jump
would imagine
clones.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you don't mind me touching on a refining topic real quick, because we didn't get to last week, or potentially the week
Mhm.
before. They keep saying, at least for the minables and stuff, it's like, okay, well, we don't want to give you the option to upgrade your materials eventually. And I think that's kind of a missed opportunity to a point. The idea is like, okay, well, everybody's just going to have max quality eventually anyways, would be true if you were just straight upgrading it. But just going back to the steel refining example, because everybody likes to use it,
Mhm.
part of, at least they used to do this in like true blast furnaces and stuff, but part of the steel refining process was applying some scrap steel to start to just get that batch going.
Yeah.
So I think in a really neat idea is when you're refining into a more finished material, if you can apply some, either the catalyst or part of the main material of being a higher quality, you can bring the average of a lower quality material up. So you're not necessarily going all the way up to the highest quality that you've put in, but you're bringing the batch average up. But that also means you need to be able to put multiple qualities into a batch for when you're doing the refining. So I think that would be a neat little, more interactive way to deal with some of the refining stuff. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, maybe, but I still think you run into the same problem where eventually everybody has really high quality and then isn't stockpiles of it and isn't searching as much for it potentially, which is, I don't know. Again,
Yeah.
this quality
yeah,
thing
just-
is a little iffy.
Yeah. I mean, long term it'll be just iffy, just based on balance. But I think that's something they could look at, because it's something where you could play with the numbers enough, because you need to have a refined, high quality material to even start to bring up the lower quality stuff. So,
Yeah.
whatever they end up deciding to do with that, but I think either everybody's going to end up having too much high quality, or nobody's going to care about the low quality ever.
Yeah. That's why I just want to see this game with proper loss and then see what happens.
Yeah.
But
Everything comes down to getting Maelstrom and everything else in, so we can actually get the cool features that we're really looking forward to.
yeah.
I will say just quickly, like the reason we always talk about all of this in regards to like the reason loss matters and stuff. Obviously, there are MMOs where they don't do loss, but instead, what they have to do is every 3 months
Power
make
creep.
a patch that has things that are more powerful, and that is, I think most people in this chat will agree that's not what they want this game to be. You would rather it be a bit more of an experience where you can continue to find the same very powerful stuff, but then sometimes you might not have it. Sometimes you might lose it, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, for sure. But all right, Red, we'll let you go. Get to the last couple callers. All right, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Cheers, mate.
Bye
Have a
now.
good one.
See ya.
Oh, he said see ya as he was gone. But And I had to go out of streamer mode, so I'm hearing Discord sounds now. So this is awesome.
Love it.
Because I couldn't see the names. I don't know what's going on, but I'm seeing the dot problem again. I had to re-log into
Weird.
Discord. It was a mess the last couple days. So I'm gonna bring him in and then go back into streamer mode somehow, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it because now we're hearing all the but all right, welcome, Pawkilla. My favorite. This is guys. I like all of you that call in. This is my favorite caller always. So
wow.
Yeah, you're my favorite.
Okay.
Pawkilla.
Okay, man. I'm gonna start with a positive note because I'm sick of the allegation where I always come and just complain about again.
But that's what I was hoping for.
I ain't gonna.
Allegations when they're recorded facts. But anyway, continue.
All right. So the body kit. Ooh, I love those body kits. Do you remember that back in the old days when all we have is the area commander, right?
Yeah.
We have this stupid blue balls where you can customize your ship. And people will pull the component from different ship and shovel it on the ass of different ship.
Yep.
And it's so cool. It's like you are modding the shit out of this shit. It's a bug, of course, but I really hope we get more of those. The upgrade that has a direct visual impact on your ship.
Yeah.
Dude, I love redneck engineering. I don't have a workshop. Otherwise, I would be the world's best hybrid Asian redneck engineer ever. Ooh.
Look, I will say this opens the doors for them to continue doing it, right? I don't think any of us thought they would start doing this, and it's a big deal.
They just need
to intense.
Like they just need to find a little like ship that's popular, like a Gladius or an Arrow or something that isn't a Shiv, and just like do a little test. Drop a little body kit in the water and see what people do. Right?
I know you said that you only want this to be a cosmetic thing, but then can you imagine being able to slap an engine on top of your ship? Like a dub tape the shit.
Yeah. I will say that would be cool. Of course that would be cool. I want them to they need to decide what game they're gonna make. 12 years in.
Yeah.
It's very important to like limit the amount of things that you're balancing and the amount of things they already have to balance in terms of components and now tiers with quality and future tiers and all this other stuff that they're adding in. Then adding in physical parts that change the structure of the ship physically, change like hit markers and stuff like that. I would rather them keep that simple than go into that, just because it would take even longer and be way more of a problem after that. So
yeah, sure, but
like I agree it would be cool. I don't want to put CIG up to that. I would rather them balance the ideas that they have right now, and I think that would be enjoyable enough.
Do you know what I like that Eve does? Sorry, a little thing that I like that Eve does is they have like Tech 1 ships, Tech 2 ships, and some Tech 3. But Tech 1 is sort of a variant of a Tech. Tech 2 is a variant of a Tech 1 ship, and it's usually the same body of that Tech 1 ship with like some extra bits tacked on to like take what Pawkilla is saying. Would you like to see like a Tech 2 Hornet that is dialed up with its engine to, instead of like you slapping it on there, but to maybe have bigger engines or more engines or something like that, and something that's, maybe more armored to actually physically have that armor on there?
I would like that. I don't want to risk CIG doing that, if that makes sense. I think it would be like they already have too much to balance. So then, in addition,
it's just a cosmetic change. It's just a cosmetic change that goes with the balance that they're already creating. Is what I'm trying to say.
That's fine then.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm okay with that. It's like the additional thing where it's like if you literally physically stuck a whole extra engine onto it or something, which is now going to influence, the damage that it can take.
Nope. Basing it
because
off
its, like,
of
mark and stuff. Yeah.
just basing it off of like if you maxed out the top speed, we visually add another like a different engine.
Yeah, I'd be super into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
would be okay
I'm
with
gonna
that
be
point.
honest, component upgrading is so boring. You don't see any changes.
Exactly. There's no visual change to the
Yeah.
stats that you gave, and I think that would be an amazing thing to do, and then allow players to purchase the cosmetic change that you wish to show. Maybe like I maxed out my engines, but I want my trail to be purple, or I want my you know, it to be more stuff exposed or wires exposed, or oh, it heats up and it turns glowy red or whatever, right? Like just go crazy with that stuff. I would love to see that personally.
And on the topic of balancing, I'm going to be honest, for a sandbox game, part of the fun is just finding broken combination.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's
true.
gonna
For
be
sure, but you
patched.
need
For
to
some
have
people.
enough of them that they
Yeah.
like you can't have one broken combination. Like the idea of the balancing is that there are multiple
that's why
paths to
you
victory.
build on top of a systematic system, right? You
Yeah.
just find broken shit, and it's like a what do they call this thing where everyone has a nuclear weapon? So the white hairs, right? Everyone got broken build,
Yeah.
and it's just fun finding your own broken build in this bullshit system. It's so fun. Yeah, deterrent. Yeah. Anyway,
You
I'm
should
gonna
play
move on.
Balatro.
Oh, I think I did.
Okay. That's all that is. Finding dumb, stupid combos every time you play.
Yep.
All right. Now I'm gonna move on to the negative note that
Okay.
I have. But I'm gonna ask a question first.
And we'll make you go
have been
kind of fast because we're gonna go for one more caller. Okay.
Okay. When's the last time you do 0 to hero?
I started it in maybe 4.6, and it just was such a disaster that every time I tried to use like Wicklow stuff, it was always broken. So I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So I just quit.
Yeah.
And I tried one like almost a year ago, I think.
For me, it was like 4 to 5 months ago.
I gotta be honest, I had no idea what exactly the new player experience is supposed to be. Okay. You do
It's
this
already a
small
relic.
mission, right? And you make this small money. I have a Kati Black already. That's like $100. That's not a starter.
No.
It's still miserable, right? The best way you can make money right now is literally mining, right?
Yeah.
And correct
salvage mining.
Yeah, either the way you progress to mining is you either do these hundreds of bullshit mission with your Kati, or you do rental. But not even rental work, because the prospector you rent comes with an erectile dysfunction. You can't mine shit. You cannot mine shit with it. So
that is why I was waiting so many times for other players, is I didn't have enough money yet to replace the laser. So I have an Arbor repeater with no mods, and I'm out there going, I just found another 970 this. I found it, but I can't break it. Anybody with a mole? And everyone's like, well, I don't have my mole yet, or my mole's not upgraded yet. And we're all just like, you know, it was good friction, but it did suck.
Yeah, and it same goes to any other gameplay path. Combat, you either have a right ship or you just blew up, and just keep doing the same shit, and eventually you hit a wall where you must have some kind of ship with torpedo, otherwise you are fucked.
No, it's true though. Every time I've done a 0 to hero, you get to the point where it's like, oh, I have to do the same thing over and over and like, especially now think about rep grinding, dude. Oh my god. By yourself, it's brutal. And now there's content that you're blocked out of by not doing with a group that is important for your 0 to hero experience. So it's like, now, so you can't really like just do it by yourself anymore. So it's interesting.
So what you're saying, Mike, is we need to get like 10 streamers together to do a 0 to hero challenge, and then we group up.
I would love that. I tried doing that with PC 101, but it's like, it eventually gets to be like, you know, we always have to play together at the same day every day, and then if somebody misses the schedule, it's like, oh shit. It's one of those things where like you could play Rust with another creator, right? And like if they're not on, but you are, like you make progress, they come back and they're like, "Oh shit, man, look what you did." But like you don't get that, like, oh, like we don't build our base, and like we could do it eventually, but it's just like the game. We want this pre-alpha trash fucking thing of a game to just be like these other games, and it just isn't, man. Like it just isn't. So it's so frustrating. Like, Croncy,
you know what's the worst part?
I want to do that with you, but like I would do it in a heartbeat with you. Is it viable to do? Nah.
You guys can do 0 to hero by choice. I had to do it because I have no ships.
Yeah. So like the new player, it's tough.
That's crazy.
Yep. 100%.
Like the ship, the game is already built like it's pivoting to only care about the people who already have the ship. And it has been the case for so long. And it's good. I keep waiting. I keep waiting.
For the longest time, all of the missions in the game were like brain dead, super easy, doing your Aurora or FPS missions.
I think that's the issue.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's just it. So you have a bunker cleaning, right? And
no, I'm saying because you said they've been introducing missions that those new players can't do. It's because there's finally missions for people who do have things because they've been playing the game long enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch this point very quick, and I will get off the topic and leave for article. But all the easy mission, right? It's the same. It's bunker cleaning. They add a new
kill bounty,
epic
whatever.
Underground facility raid, right? So you have this very simple bunker cleaning and the super epic story-bound underground facility raid. Where is the between? You know, slightly bigger bunker. Even that I was satisfied. No, it's just easy sense pocket copy pasting, super epic item. There's no in between. Like the progression is so wacky. I want this progression where I can constantly feel like I'm seeing new stuff a little by little. But no, it's just like you have to do the same thing 100 times and finally rewarding you with all big things right here.
Do you? I want to. What would you consider if you were to make the mission? What would you consider the middle ground? Because I think it might actually already exist, but I want you to tell me first.
It's not about the missions.
The middle ground. I don't know. It's just some.
So you've got your base level. Go eliminate 10 under the tiny little old bunker. You've got your big level. Go do fucking kill. What's his name? Sam. And then go get the Vandal brain. What's
yeah,
the
we
middle?
have lows, but I don't know. I just feel like there is something in the middle that's missing.
For me,
go ahead.
Yeah, for me, and it is important for me to say for me because different experiences for different people. The middle is kind of like you do the missions in Pyro at the Onyx facilities, the ones that get you the key to go to the storm and stuff. Doing those locations where they're a little bit more complex. They've got a little bit more depth to them because you've got like the use the doctor outfit and go and print the key and stuff. But they're not crazy wild. Oh my god, there's a guy. Well, like, there literally is a guy doing mad science experiments, but it's not like a part of the content in that moment that you're doing, right?
So
and yes, I agree with exactly what you're saying and stuff, Mike. But like in this specific instance, that's what like Picula is talking about.
Exactly.
You have this mission and you have this mission. What's the middle? Well, I think it's that experience.
Sure, but what I'm jumping in is like we're talking about the new player experience and what the problem is early on, and what every other game, like specifically MMOs with like skills and stuff, do is you get this dopamine hit very quickly early. I'm making progress. I'm feeling good, and you get the opposite experience in Star Citizen. You may get like a rep grind and get new missions, but it doesn't provide the player with any sense of feeling of progression quickly enough. And what is Star Citizen's progression? It's ships right now, right? It might be your FPS ammo and armor, but that is kind of quick. But that is like, it really is a ship thing. So you end up being stuck in your first ship for way too long. And should ships be progression? What should they do? Like, that's a whole nother story that we don't need to go down, but you need to feel that right away. You need to feel it early, and then you can go spread out a lot more. And you just, the issue here isn't that the missions aren't enjoyable necessarily. Any MMO, any mechanic in most MMOs is fucking horribly boring and simplistic, but it's the sense of progression that you feel is what is the addicting part to it, and we don't have that in this game, and I think that's something that is severely lacking that they need to jump into. But Pokela, we'll let you go. We'll get to the last caller, make it very quick with them, and we'll head out. So thanks, Pokela, man. Always enjoy the call.
Thanks for the talk.
Yeah, man. Be good. All right, and our last caller is Johnny Morgan. Johnny, can you hear us? And again, we got to be quick. Just a couple minutes, man.
Oh.
Because it's not even just Croncy.
I'll try to be.
I know you're not a short call usually, but my wife's cooking in the other room too, and she's like, "Food's almost ready."
Okay, I'll try to do this quick, but you throw down with Pakila being your favorite caller. It hurt my feelings.
Sorry,
hurt my feelings, Mike.
Did you hear the call?
I'm just saying,
you're my favorite. You're my favorite.
Like, if you want to spend your time as virtual Florida man with Asian virtual Florida man sitting on your virtual porch, filling your virtual shotguns with salt. No, I had a really.
This is actually why Johnny called in. He wasn't in the calls, and then he heard that.
Yeah, I threw down. No, I'll try to address stuff quickly. I do want a few things. Blades, I'm going to mention first really quickly, but we'll talk about it at the end. I just want to say that you're being a diva and you're wrong, but we will talk about it at the end. Let me get there first, though. But you're wrong about Blades.
Damn. You're wrong, Mike.
Throw it out. He said, not the favorite caller. I have to step my game up here. Jesus. Twitch drops, I'm going to address really quickly. Really good sign. Like, it's a nice sign for what 1.0 will look like. CIG, how they're going to engage with
it's
the
the second time they've done it too in like 6 months.
It's the second time. Yeah, it's good. Like, I'm looking at 1.0, right? So and then how they'll engage with the community going forward through the content creator network and stuff like that. It's really nice. And it's nice to see the community come out, even if it is for a drop. Like,
it's also something that's probably on their bottom line. It's really cheap advertising. Like, drops are really successful generally.
Well, it's because like it's indirect, so it helps you. Rising tide floats all boats, right? It's that type of.
It is, but people also just love free stuff.
Yeah,
people will buy the game because they've got the Twitch drop.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, it's great. So I like seeing it and how they're interacting and doing it. It's great. It's fantastic. It's going really well. So I think it's a good sign the community is still healthy. I wasn't sure, so it's nice to see. My experience, I'm going to switch to now. And my main point.
Sorry, Johnny. Mike's making an interesting face.
Oh, I just looked up how much does it cost for publishers to run drops on Twitch. It's free.
Yeah.
I thought they would have to pay
really
a little
smart marketing move. It's the best one.
No, pretty much all you have to pay is your like the development costs of whatever you're giving away, and
and it supports your community without having
because it's also
involved.
it's in Twitch's favor to do it because it's like when you do a Twitch drop, viewership skyrockets.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's just more ads
into it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wild. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's win all around.
Which is why new Twitch drop on the Croncy channel. I will wear an outfit of your choice if you watch for 3 hours or longer.
Oh, that's cool. I'm moving past that though really quickly. I did the same thing as Mike. So day one, I did some interstellar shipping missions to make cash because it's like $500,000, right? Like to do you pick up 4 boxes.
Those are the broken ones that they raised the price on.
Well, it hasn't been broken for me so far. Well,
I mean broken economy. Broken economy.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna talk about that in a second too, because it made me realize something. The mission system being offline was kind of like an eye opener of how much the economy team has co-opted the mission system. Like, it's ridiculous that we're getting like shipping missions through a mission system when they're just jobs, right? Like, I should be going to a Shubin outpost, interacting with a terminal, or maybe just through a Shubin, whatever, Mobiglass app, getting my jobs from them. Mining is the only thing you can do without the mission system offline. It's the only real economy item. Like, miners got a huge win in this, and we did it by accident. We're doing, which is interesting, totally against what Pakila is saying, right? Because I had the exact, opposite experience. We're using the ironclad. as a mobile base, right? We're storing our gems on that, our rocks on it, like all the gear we need to do mining. We're doing gem mining with the geos. I'm moving them around we're making like $3 million an hour though. Like it's really profitable to do it in a small, like a 5-man, 6-man team. The whole org is coming out for it. Like we haven't been this active in ages, right? And we just did it because the mission system was down and everyone's broke. And we're looking like, well, how can we make money right now, still playing the game? It's only mining, right? Mining doesn't care if the mission system's online. It still functions. And then so I realized like our missions kind of suck because Elliot's not an economy guy. He's a story-based narrative mission guy. Right, so like it's not a good fit.
I
right?
think you missed the point.
Co-opted them.
You missed the point of Pakela was trying to say. He's got a starter ship, and he's talking about the new player experience. And you're going, I disagree with Pakela. Me and my friends in my ironclad.
Oh
are
wait.
Great.
No. I'm using the Cuddy though. I'm the same as him. I only have a Cuddy and a Gladius. That's all I own. Right, so he just needs friends. People don't like him. Well, and to touch base on that,
I came off way better than I could have possibly managed.
Thank you. To touch base on that, all of this stuff you're talking about, even with blades and the paints and stuff, are only going to matter for the first 3 months after 1.0. And then it's actually really important that new players 2 years after can buy a blade on the store to quickly get to the same spot that you're at because you've been playing for 8 freaking years, right? Like, so we have a responsibility as the founders to like bring these people on and be ready for it. But you're wrong about the blades and all that stuff.
I'm not.
They're just selling paints with a value add. No, you can get the blade in game. So you're totally wrong. It's a paint with value add, and I'll tell you why. Because they have not invested any money or time in their technology for their skins and paints. So their tech sucks, and they can't just do paints easy. But if they could do paints easy, you'll be able to get them in game. Like until we get the refactor of paints.
Croncy, can you give me more time?
That's my point.
To just fucking destroy him right now.
Destroy it.
To fucking destroy you.
All right, guys. I want a clean fight. No ear biting. All right.
No. You're telling me I'm wrong about flight blades because we need as backers to allow players to pay money to catch up to other players who invested time in the game. Correct? Okay.
From a business point of view, yes. Not from
I don't run the fucking company. I don't give a shit how much money they make. No, I don't give a fuck about their business.
That's not fair. That's not fair
ridiculous.
To someone 2 years down the road
who was ridiculous.
12 at the time when Star Citizen actually went live. Now they're 15.
Who gives a fuck? From a business perspective, the game should be run with a subscription model, but we're not going to fucking talk about that. Okay, from a community. No, stop. Let me finish. I started playing EVE Online last year. The game is 20-something years old, and the game developers put systems in place that make you feel like you are, and actually don't just make you feel. Actually, you are achieving. Like you are functionally in the economy, participating in the game world with people that are trillionaires are buying from you, and people that are billionaires are buying from you, and you are joining in groups of hundreds of thousands of people fighting in wars that set up like alpha builds for you that you could participate in the giant things with people that are flying Titans. That you are a part of that experience. That is the obligation of CIG to create, not a fucking button on a store to catch up to everyone else. That is everything that's wrong with what's happened to MMOs, dude. Like, and everything that's right about EVE. There's no fucking way.
Okay, well, I said blades. Like I would rather them move to selling blades and paints in the store than selling ships.
Okay,
well, I'd rather them sell.
Are we stopping at blades? Because
customization.
Quantum drives are really important. So are ship weapons. So are shields. So are power plants. At what point does it stop?
I don't know.
That's
I can't
my
answer
argument.
That. I agree with you that. Okay, so EVE. So the EVE. No, I'm going to rebuttal you here. EVE hired an economist. CIG has not done that. They should do that.
No, they did.
Just quickly.
Did
they really? Just quickly. The conversation is skewing a little bit just because the actual conversation is not really about economy. We are more talking about like purchasing. You're talking about purchasing items that are
Well, they're two separate
inherently
topics, yeah.
unbalanced to a person who is purchasing them. Someone is getting an advantage by paying money. It is not necessarily economy. So I don't think we need to talk about
There's
economy
business model
in this
and
situation.
economy. I was speaking to the
One
business model,
person
and I
is
did verify
buying
that.
something.
Clarify
One
that.
person is buying something that gives them an inherent advantage
Ah.
over someone else. That is pay to win, and that is bad. And if you like pay to win,
okay, sure, but maybe I don't know about that aspect of it. I'm not really arguing that aspect of it.
no, but
right?
that's
Like,
what
so
it
whether
is.
it's pay to
And that's
win or
the problem.
not isn't what.
And that's,
sure,
but that,
so it
sorry,
is pay to
but that is
win.
the
So
sorry, Johnny, but that is the
my
argument.
argument is
The
just
argument,
my
no,
argument
Johnny,
is just
Johnny, please. That is the argument. The reason this is bad is because it is pay to win. It is not because, like, the catch-up argument. I don't even think is relevant.
Okay, but okay,
If someone is
I'm sorry.
purchasing,
I'm gonna argue this point. Sorry, the argument based on pay to win is always been you cannot get it in the game for cash, for the game cash, but you can absolutely get all these items in. So Star Citizen isn't really
Johnny.
pay to
What
win.
if the person
And
playing the game doesn't
maybe
have the money?
it's pay to win for the first 3 months of the game, and then after that it doesn't matter because everyone will earn their
3
shit
months
in
sucks.
game.
Why would I
Yeah,
play
it
during that
does,
3
but
months?
it doesn't really matter. Well, we seem to be really liking it right now because they wiped, and it's really active. And that's what I'm saying is that, okay, the business model, we can have a debate on that. That's separate from the economy of the game. I do agree with Mike on the economy of the game, and I was commenting that the only real economy is mining right now. The mission system economy isn't actually an economy. It's a crappy mission system like portraying itself as economy. Mining is really good. It's in a great place. I really like that. Now, the business model of selling ships, yes, it's kind of crappy in general. Like Eve's business model is the subscription model, which is like 20, 30 years old, right? I love you too. Sorry, my son's coming in because me and Mike are getting a heated fight. It's a crappy business model, but it's very old. So they're struggling. They have to transition their business model to something, and it is going to be store.
Just
and
quickly,
it's going to be
they
payments.
did in like 2007. They introduced Plex,
Yeah,
which was it was to fix multiple different issues, but one of them was
2007. What?
was
2007?
It was a very very
What?
long time ago. I don't know the exact date, but it was a very long time ago when they introduced Plex, and it was to combat
that still a
issues,
thing
including
now?
them not making enough money.
I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that.
Premium currency.
It's premium currency that you can trade in game. So you will have players that are just good at making money, like Mike explained. You know, your random trillionaires who are just buying and selling over and over and over again. You can use Plex to like if Mike buys a Plex with real money, he can sell it for on the player trading market, which is an important distinction because it alters the cost of the Plex. I can then buy it from Mike for X amount of money, and then I can redeem that Plex for a 30-day subscription, basically.
Is that a real thing right now?
That is a real thing. Eve invented it, basically. It then became very, very popular.
I thought you were talking about Star Citizen.
No. I am saying because the way that you were saying is like that was the thing.
Eve has
Eve
created an economy.
They
Eve's
already
really
did
impressive. Well, no, Eve's really impressive in their economy. I do agree with that. Like Eve, what keeps Eve alive is essentially the investment into the economy and the tech.
100%. Sorry, you're getting off topic, and I need to finish this point that I'm making. Eve also went. That is pay to win. Eve went pay to win.
Eve's pay to win.
The way that they did it made it so that it was you didn't feel like you were getting advantage over other people, and other people didn't feel like you were getting an advantage over them either. So you have this like weird, interesting thing where it's like just having the money didn't matter as much. If you have an item that you cannot lose in the game at all, and you get it before everyone else, and it just immediately makes you better, that sucks ass and is bad game mechanic. Yes,
I agree.
That is why flight blades for sale are bad. That is why ships
I thought they were available in game.
Bad.
I thought we were talking about
it doesn't matter because you have to invest time in the game to get it.
It doesn't even matter.
You are getting an advantage over the player.
No,
that's not exclusive.
Stop talking.
You do not have a pay to win.
Stop talking. I'm going to mute you. There's a difference between the two items.
It's okay,
A person
buddy.
who buys
I'm sorry.
a person who
Logan.
buys the shop,
It's okay, buddy.
a person who buys something in the shop has a different item than the person who's earning it in the game as well, which is the person who buys it in the shop cannot lose that item and it will not break. The person who buys it in game and plays the game that they made is at a disadvantage by not buying it in the shop. When you create an item that the advantage is buying it on the shop, that's a problem, number one. But again, my issue was the catch-up thing. That's what I was talking about. I'm playing a game that's 20 years old, and my experience is way better in that game as a newbie than it is in this game, and it will be forever unless CIG makes a change. Like, I could buy
Didn't
skill
Eve
points and
make a
catch up.
Isn't
Yeah, you could buy premium
Yeah,
currency and buy stuff.
And it's still
but-
successful, right?
Hold on.
Like,
But it's not
you're-
about it being
I-
successful.
Come on, guys, let me finish,
Like-
please. The difference, because again, this is my experience. I'm the only one here that's had that experience, right?
Yes.
That's come into the game
I
a
don't
long
think
time,
you-
that's really old and experienced it. I didn't do the catch up, but that's not the point. The catch up in that game is getting a bunch of money and buying skill points. But that doesn't make me like immediately not like, I still have to find the blueprints and I still have to do all these things. And like, I didn't have to do that. And and the difference is I didn't feel that I needed to do that. But you're talking about Star Citizen from the perspective of we're catching them up because they have to.
Right.
The difference
Well,
here
no,
is
that
I
they want
don't.
to. They
No.
want to. The choice was theirs. No, I have to make this distinction because that's a misrepresentation of my position. It was not that they have to be able to buy it to catch up, is that they could buy it to catch up with their peer group who has now been playing the game for 8 years. So someone knew, I don't have to buy this stuff. Yeah, of course, buddy. Yeah, of course. So I'm getting my son angry because we're arguing. But I was not saying you have to.
Yeah.
To catch up. You could, because you're out of sync with the player group you've now fallen into. You're a brand new player, you've fallen with elite PvP players. They have all this gear. You just spend $25-$30 to get the necessary gear to play with them. Right? And so instead of spending 3 months having to grind it for SaltEMike's desire of a real game, like I don't like the one true Scotsman. Like, there's no true Scotsman would do this. Is essentially
I can't
what I'm finding.
argue. I can't argue if you won't, if you don't want to listen though. I can't argue if you don't want to listen.
Okay.
The difference between
you
the two.
misrepresented my point though.
No, I'm just talking about my point.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta go. We gotta go because I'm getting the look.
Okay, I'll get out of here. Okay.
The last thing I'm gonna say is again, on day one, I could participate in the biggest wars in the game because I don't need to catch up to people that played 8 years ago, because the stuff that is low tier is still effective. And the difference between Star Citizen and actually polished, finished, balanced video games are the people who have Idrises are at a huge advantage. We're just talking about flight blades, but again, where does it stop? The people who have the highest grade components have huge advantages over each other, and the person that starts at the beginning will feel like they are behind, where I have never at any point in my time playing Eve have felt like I'm behind. I just feel like there's more stuff that I want to do in the game, and that's it. There's a huge difference between the two, and that is the inherent differences between the game and why the funding model in Star Citizen is shit, and why to me the funding model in Eve is a lot better. And that's it. And that's why I'm like, I'm going to destroy you, because there's no way you can argue with me.
Sorry, we went out of scope of the conversation, but I'll let you end it there. I'm sorry that we did go out of scope of the conversation, because I was just talking about the paints and blades combo. Sorry, my son's freaking out because
that has no.
I love you. I gotta go.
Yeah, go ahead. But again, we'll let you go, but I'll just make the point, and you'll have to watch it after. I'm just gonna dump you out. But you're good, Johnny. We love you. You know that.
It's good. Thanks, man. All right. Yeah.
Bye-bye. All right, because his son has autism, and like I don't want to perpetuate any more stress on his kid because we're arguing about a fucking video game. It's stupid. But the last thing is it's very simple. Is he's talking about flight blades? Those are a non-starter with joining friends and being a part of a group. It's irrelevant.
Yeah,
like it just doesn't matter, and I don't need the paints to do it. It's the what is next. Yep. That's always been my argument about the flight blades. So again, if we're not arguing the actual point that I'm making, what are we arguing? So there we go. That's why I was like, I'm going to destroy you, because I never felt that I needed to catch up with anybody in a actually polished video game that cares about their players. So yeah.
Which I also have never felt that way in Star Citizen yet.
That you need to catch
I've
up?
never. Yeah.
Well, why
Because
would you?
there's
You've purchased plenty of ships. You're probably feeling pretty good.
No, I mean, true. No, I
Right?
mean, like, I've always felt like a player is more important than the ships they own in this game. Like, as in having that player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're an
because you
orc.
crew.
Having the player, exactly.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that in other games. I have always felt like I do need stuff. It might be easier to obtain, like in Eve, where it is like, yeah, get your just like tier 1 ship, your tier 1 fit out, whatever. But in this, sometimes it's literally as easy as, cool, hop on the turret. That's all I need you for.
Yeah.
And so that has a little bit of an easier sort of thing to it. But that's a little bit different of an experience.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the experience that not everybody's having the same experience then. Sitting in a turret is
like
not
as we
flying a ship
established,
or whatever.
Pikilla doesn't have friends. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have that experience.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've extended the show way longer than we should, and I'm sure you have places to go, and I got to look. So yeah, we're gonna go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It got heated, but I think for the right reasons, and that's passion.
Well, it was a
And,
fun heated. I enjoyed
I had
that.
so much
I had a
fun,
good time with that.
and
Yeah,
I waited my turn.
you did. You let me go. I like it when you let me go.
I always
That's fun.
want to, but
Yeah.
So
It's not
I don't know.
often that I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I've got something at the moment.
Yeah, I just felt like I had I had ammo for the argument, and my magazine was
Yeah.
like, and like wrapped around, and it was like, you could say whatever you want, but I will just keep
Yeah, yeah.
firing. Like I will never
yeah.
run out of bullets here, because you just you can't get me to concede. You hear that?
All right.
Mike, stop talking.
I didn't hear that.
My wife just goes, Mike, stop
Right.
talking.
Well, Mike's going to stop talking as
The
we all say goodbye
broccoli's
to you.
getting
Thank you very much,
cold.
everyone, for thank you everyone for watching today's episode of Answer the Call. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. We appreciate it a lot. Share it to your friends. And of course, don't forget to answer the call.
Bye, everybody. Great show today, honestly. It was fun.